Mm, 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 mm. Ooh. Hours. Mere hours left. Oh. I mean, most of the world. I mean, the live studio audience, I got to say, we probably have easily one of the best live studio audiences. Is the mic on? The mic is on. Check. The lights are on. I'm here. Holy shit. I think everything is going freaking okay here. Welcome to Dimension Zero. So, I think most people, I'm not sure, everyone I speak to is staying at home. They're staying at home for New Year's. I mean, and that is, it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of awesome. I'm not sure why it's funny. Yeah, that's more of an applause thing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is I think we're going to be doing a lot of like top things from 2025. I got the best movies, top 10 movies into 2020, or the movies to look out for in 2026. I mean, there's a few. The one I'm looking out for the most, what's my number one movie? What is the number one movie for 2023 or 2023? Where the fuck am I? What happened? What's happening? 2026. I know. Oh, I know how I got it. It's Dune 3. Dune 3. That is my movie. Dune 3. You know what? It won't do the biggest numbers. It won't do the biggest numbers, but I think it's going to be, anyone who is a Dune fan understands why they are a Dune fan, right? Denis Villeneuve has done a particularly awesome job at putting out Dune. I have not read all the books. I'm not a full book reader. I'm a screenwriter. I've done more writing in my life than I have, except for when I was a university kid. Took English. I did a lot of reading, but in my adulthood, I've done more writing than I have reading. So it's kind of like, one of those things where, but the movie, for those, I know I have friends that have, they know the books. They know the books inside and out. I mean, they really do. But the books are so complicated. There's so much stuff going on, right? So I'm a screenwriter. When you take a book and you write a screenplay out of it, you need to do it in very different ways. You just can't. And there's a lot of people that read the books. They'll say, "Oh, it's they weren't true to this. They weren't true to this." Look, when you write a novel, you get endless amount of pages to do things. Endless, right? You get to explain everything away. You get to write things in utter detail. When you're doing a movie, you're not afforded anywhere close to those things. And everything has to make sense from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Each scene has to have a reason for existing in a movie, right? You just can't put in dumb scenes. And literally, when it goes to editing, you have to ask yourself, what does this scene have to do with the story? Based on, and a lot of times, the screenplay changes by the time it gets to editing, right? Usually the director has a lot of leeway. They take the screenplay, which has all the descriptions, all the dialogue, all the characters, the story, the plot, all of it, like all the meat and potatoes. But the director could definitely, for the most part, gets leeway, right? And it gets to editing, and a lot of times you're like, okay, that's a little different than the screenplay. And they make insertions, right? And the insertions they make in the screenplay, there's a yellow page, a blue page, the insertions, all these different color of page insertions. It's really quite fascinating. If you've never been on a movie set or understand how, let's say, the continuity officer, there's all these people that have control over certain things, like a continuity officer on a film set ensures the continuity. So they might film one scene, and the next scene in the movie, they film 6 weeks later, let's say. The continuity officer has to remember, okay, they were wearing sunglasses and this and that, and then their hair was this way, and to make sure there's continuity scene to scene, right? It's a lot of people don't understand how hard it is. Even the best filmmakers, right? They make shit movies. They really do. They can really make, the best filmmakers can make bad movies because a lot of stuff has got to come together. And I've had my time in Hollywood, had my time. So MLNZ Kovic, Happy New Year. Yes, it is a Happy New Year. I think it's a Happy New Year, right? I got some wine. I do have some wine. This is the last day I can really have my Grinch mug. So I'm going to enjoy my Grinch mug, which does have red wine. You know, I thought I'll come on for an hour or two. We'll do a little bit of chatting, a little bit of this, a little bit of yakking. Don't have to go in hard. No science, no black holes, unless someone wants to, which is fine. Doomsday is next year. Doomsday, you know. I'm not expecting anything. Doomsday is going to cost an arm and a leg. It's a desperation move, right? I think everyone knows it's a desperation move. It's not. I don't know what you do with all those characters. What do you do with Ironheart, Miss Marvel? What do you do with all these Shang-Chi, all these other characters, the Eternals? What do you do with all these dead ends, right? It's from a story perspective. God, Kevin Feige. One thing that this ultimately teaches a lot of studio. Look, if it hasn't taught the studio heads one thing, focus on story, not on woke, not on stuff that means crap to the story. Put asses in seats. That's all that matters. And how do you do that? Good story, good casting, right? Good payoffs. Like Stranger Things tonight, right? Stranger Things tonight. You guys gonna watch Stranger Things? I am gonna watch Stranger Things tonight. I am, because episode 7 was such a shit show. Was such a shiat show. Actually, no, that's a laugh, man. I remember when I was watching it. I don't know if you guys were watching it. This is what science fiction has turned into, right? This is what science fiction has turned into. As a science fiction screenwriter, it is appalling to me. It is appalling to every science fiction fan that, you know what would be the really big telling story of season 5? If there was a season 6. If there was a season 6, it would fully show through how bad season 5 is. And I said in the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things, this is terrible writing. This is clunky. This is block writing. Basically, every little scene starts with they go in, they explain the situation. Oh, here's what's going on. Oh, they got this, and oh, if this happens, and then someone says, "We need a plan. We need a plan quickly. We need a plan." Someone say a fucking plan. Give me a plan. And then someone comes up with a plan, right? Someone comes up with a plan. We're explained everything. We're explained the scene. We're explained everything. When Max goes through with Holly, we're explained everything. There's no show. It's all tell. It's all tell. And you know what? You want to know what great showing is? The first 5 minutes of John Wick. There's no words. It's all show. Watch it. Watch the first 5 minutes of John Wick until, what's his name? The Green Goblin comes up in the, and then it's only a few words said. That's what, it's an easy example, right? When movies show us or TV shows show us, and we are then, we get those emotions from how the character expresses it, that's powerful. But we're just explained everything. It's like, okay, well, go ahead. And then just like the last scene of episode 7, it would have been better if they would have shown Will as being, look, I don't like heterosexual stuff. I don't like girls. I don't like girls. What does this have to do with the movie? I don't know. Even the lesbian relationship. What does it have to do with the movie? I don't care about the frickin' relationship. Who cares? Give us great stories. As a screenwriter and a writer, and I'm sure, look, there's lots of writers out there that'll say the same thing. We just want to be inspired by great freaking movies. It's to the point where a lot of movies that we thought weren't as good 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, we watched today and we were like, damn, that was a good movie. What am I thinking? Event Horizon took a beating when it came out. Now we look at Event Horizon, we go, whoo. The lore in that movie, the lore in Event Horizon, I freaking love Event Horizon, right? I love Event Horizon. I would love to write the sequel. I mean, I would love, I could write that sequel and then, put it into Paramount and say, hey, I wrote you a sequel to Event Horizon. And I've, my screenplays, I've won hundreds of awards in film festivals around the world. So, I got some good screenplays out there. I've never sold one. I've never sold a screenplay because what happens is you've seen those movies on IMDb that are like, 2.4 out of 10, right? You've seen those movies. There's no way I was going to let one of my screenplays turn into that shit, that garbage. Because when Hollywood gets its paws on stuff, they'll option something for $5 or $10 grand, right? And then it's stuck in, even Forrest Gump, it was stuck in some drawer or some box. It was stuck in a box for like years. Then someone pulled it out. And it's interesting because, how Forrest Gump actually goes along. You think, well, who's the antagonist? We know who the protagonist is. Who's the antagonist, right? Who's the antagonist in Forrest Gump? Who is actively working against Forrest Gump in the movie? Is it life? Is it just the world, life? Forrest Gump proves that basically it's like, it's life. It's his existence. It's his lot in life. It starts off with the leg braces, and it's a movie of inspiration. We realize Forrest Gump tells us, it doesn't matter who you are. If you focus and try hard, look, it doesn't mean, everyone in college football is focused looking for the NFL contract, right? The thing about all these stories, but they tell, you got to keep working hard and focus. Well, they never tell you the story about, one person makes it, and what about the 30,000, one for every 30,000 that don't make it, right? I mean, there's realities within these things, but Gump tells us that the average person, and maybe this is for 2026, what we got to remember. We are all average people, my friends. Goose Diff, hello. Did you have a good day today? Goose Diff, I did. Goose Diff? Goose, the goose. Can I call you the goose? I'm just going to say the goose. That's actually a cool nickname, the goose. Who was the goose in whatchamacallit? Never mind. I've already had a glass of wine. I've had a glass of wine already. Yeah. Okay, right on. Are you staying at home tonight? Everyone has staying at Brandy was in and out. Brandy Butch Tech 7815. New Year's. I haven't gone. Seriously, I left Los Angeles this year on May 11th. I was 20 years in Los Angeles. I only went out once in that city on a New Year's. Los Angeles' nightlife is so overrated. It really is. The restaurant used to be good. I think restaurants all took a beating, a little bit of an ass kick, all restaurants, since 2020. There's people that should be, that should suffer because what I never bought into the COVID stuff. I never made any of my employees take the COVID shot. I hope you guys didn't take the COVID shot. There's no way you're putting that needle in me, man. There's no way. Look, I'm a realist. I'm not, I don't like any political. I'm kind of down into the center. I think the far left is a little loony. The far right's a little loony, somewhere in the middle. Almost like Bill Maher is like 80% right sometimes. I don't know. Is that like, fuck. Bill Maher is more than 50% right, isn't he? Isn't he? Bill Maher, isn't he? I don't know. It seems like both fringes, most people are in the center. Politics. Science doesn't care, but science is always a pawn of politics. But I don't know. We're fucked. Like, really, when you take a look at the whole political situation, how inept, politics are, it's kind of like, we got to live our best lives under the duress of bad government. That will always be the way. Always be the way. I'm sure the Romans said the same thing, right? I don't think the Greeks did. I don't know. I always look at Greek life, right? Ancient Greeks. I took a lot of antiquity in university, right? And the Greeks, I think, and basically our civilization is built off of ancient Greece, Alexander the Great in the Hellenistic period. I don't know. It seems like the Greeks, all the images you see of Greece, ancient Greece, it looks like everyone's doing pretty good, right? Everyone's having grapes. Have you seen Hobbiton? Have you guys seen like the actual, when they did the Hobbit movie, they filmed the Hobbit movie and they kept the setup. During Lord of the Rings, they tore it down. But during the Hobbit movie, they kept it up. Now it's like a little theme park where you go. You can pay for an entire feast, a midnight walk or an evening walk with lanterns and everything. I mean, I would be, if someone said you're gonna have to live like the Hobbit for the rest of your life. How do you feel about that, Danny? Yeah, I will live like Frodo Baggins till the day I die. The simplicity of it, the tranquility, I don't know. And you know what? The Kessler effect, guys, the Kessler effect, the Kessler syndrome, however you want to call it, may put us there sooner than you think. You know the Kessler syndrome, right? If you see in the movie Gravity, it's when, one satellite, space debris hits one, and it just basically, there's so much of it. Critical mass creates a chain reaction that wipes everything out. All the satellites gone. What happens to your phone and everything? You're waiting for your Uber Eats. Like, what the hell is going on with my Uber Eats? Well, the guy can't find your house because he lost GPS. All the satellites are gone. Believe me, it's a lot closer to happening than a lot of people believe. Space.com, there's actually some reports where people are actually talking about it. How many times have I gone live? I started in early November. Early November, the goose. We're a young broadcast. We've got to do what we got to do. And if that means drinking red wine, on New Year's Eve, that's what we do. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Danny Alex, by the way. Danny Alex. I should put the name somewhere on the screen. Your host with the most, with the average kind of a stuff. I don't know. Ish. I don't know. When you're a young channel, I don't know if anyone out there in the audience, if any of you guys do YouTube, it is brutal. I mean, it requires some of your biggest YouTubers. You might look at their number of videos like 1.7K. It's because basically the first 2-3 years it's like nothing, almost nothing. And you know what happened? 2020, 2021 is where a lot of YouTubers got the explosion, right? Because everyone's at home. A lot of them. There's nothing easy about doing a live broadcast by yourself. There's nothing easy about just even doing videos, posting them, keeping up the choo-choo train of content creation. You release a video, it's your best one to date. It is solid. And then you release it and you get like 100 views. You're like, oh, fuck. And some of your best videos do that. Some of your worst ones are like, you're trying to break through the algorithm authority level to break through. And so doing live streams, the only way you break through with live streams is you keep doing it with a live stream. For anyone with YouTube intentions, that's all you can do is keep doing it. You eventually, hopefully, find an audience that likes what you're doing, that comes back every once in a while. They don't have to come back every day. Maybe your audience, one person comes to see you, they come back once a week. But then you got to compound that, keep that going, keep the, you got to have a entertaining, you got to provide something. Either it's a place to hang out with where you give some good info, get angry at stuff once in a while. I'm not really an angry guy, but I'll find something to get angry at. One day I will get angry and you will frickin' know it. Cheers, my friends. Cheers to a happy new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Please enjoy your new year. Enjoy the last few hours, depending on what time zone you're at. If you're in the East, you got like 4.5 hours left, right? 7.5 hours left on the Pacific time. I gotta go soon, Gustav. I gotta go soon to eat, but I might be here tomorrow if I go. If I will be live tomorrow. Yeah, I'm live, man. Show business. Don't take a day off, my friend Goose. I hope you have a happy New Year. A very happy New Year. Safe New Year to all your family, everybody. Your soci is Antonio Conte, but with a beard. Your soci? Antonio Conte. Who's Antonio Conte, Michelle? Antonio. Do I want to do this? Antonio. Oh, really? Oh, well, obviously, you're a football fan. One of my best friends, could be like my top 3 best friends. He's Mexican, right? In Los Angeles. And he Italian football manager. Okay. I take that as a compliment. He seems like he's a good-looking guy. Michelle, he's a good-looking guy. I think you just paid me a compliment. I can do this. Do I spell it right? Is it double? Yeah. There we go. Put my 2 cents in. It's what I do. Yeah. So a lot of the top 10 stuff that goes on around this time of year, right? It's like what's top 10? So I got some pre-planned top 10. A lot of the top 10 stuff is easy to do, right? You literally just punched into Gemini. You go to IMDb, you punched into Grok. So I like using Grok Gemini. And because one thing you got to do, and don't think it's cheating because it's not. I hear people, it's like, oh, you can't use AI because that's cheating. So you want to work an extra 10 hours when AI will give you that same information in 1 minute. You want to spend 10 hours doing what AI will give you in 1 minute. Are you a dumbass? I mean, yeah, I refuse to use AI. Well then you're dumb. It's like saying at the time of the internet comes out. Oh no, I'm not going to use the internet. I'm going to keep using my Encyclopedia Britannica. Right? That's what I'm going to keep using. I will not use the internet because I refuse to. I will use my father's. Encyclopedia Britannica. I will not use AI. I will not use AI. No way. Okay. All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. We got you. You know what I mean, right? AI, if anything in 2025, the biggest news story by far, easily, and it started in early 2023 when Microsoft made the announcement with OpenAI. And I worked in the stock market for years as a market maker, yada, 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 economic analyst. So it's in my wheelhouse. And since 2023, obviously the stock market has been anything AI, especially the major 15 companies from Broadcom, NVIDIA, Meta, and even in the private sector, right? The OpenAI is in the private sector. But, I think Musk has got a lot of AI stuff up his sleeve. I think the AI changes in 2026 is going to surprise. It's going to hurt. It's going to affect a lot more jobs. A lot more jobs. And I don't know what the, you try and think what the answer is. Look, they will, believe me, they will have AI that comes and builds a fence for you. Don't think that, doing construction is some way out. No, they will have AI robots that just come. They will measure everything. They will know the zoning laws in your city. They will build a fence. Look, they will have, look at what the robots are running. They are doing stuff. They have better strength. They work 24 hours a day. There's no unions. There's no lawsuits from lying employees. Hey, look, I'm sure some of the employee things are credible, but You think they won't come and fix your door? You will order a door fixing and you open the door and it's like, one of Elon Musk's robots. I am here to fix your door. Point me to the problem. And it's just a matter of getting the dexterity, right? Once the dexterity is there, and it's coming, it's getting there, guys. You could even have 5, 6, 10 AI robots that are controlled by one master contractor from a remote place. And the AI robot goes, inspects it. Maybe they can fix it. If not, they'll have to send a human out. I have a friend that's in construction, contracting. And why electricity might be different, right? Because you've got to get in there. You got to pull stuff down. Sometimes you got to break drywall. Electricians might be a different situation. Plumbing might be a different situation. At least for another 10, 20 years. But your basic stuff, customer service, if you're in customer service, guys, you're going to get wiped out. If you're in graphic arts, if you're in coding, there's a lot of high paying jobs. There is a building in Los Angeles, 2 buildings in Los Angeles that were filled, like they were known as the graphic houses, filled with artists, hand-drawn artists, digital artists, the people that have spent years learning how to use that pen in Photoshop. Now, I do Photoshop. I never wasted my time with that pen. I never found a need for it. But now with AI, you can put a picture into some of these places, some of these websites, especially VO3. VO3 is Google. It's Gemini's AI, and it freaking rocks. Grok. Grok is coming freaking fast. I mean, Elon is taking Grok. He is freaking aggressive. It's fast. The imagery is solid. I think OpenAI is slipping a little bit, but some of the models that OpenAI has, or ChatGPT, they're very good at processing complex information, especially from a creative side. And the memory, ChatGPT has an incredible memory. It will remember so well the stuff that you have done. Like stuff from a week ago. You just put in, here's a reference, the query, and it gives you, the query that you're asking for that's relevant to what you're actually asking, right? So 2025 is going to be, wait a sec. What year am I in? Oh my God. Can we get a new host? Is there Is there a new host in the building? 2026. I guess that's natural, right? You're going into the next year and you're just constantly saying 2025. 2025. That's what, fuck. Do you know what, guys? You know what I bought? You know what? I got to show this next year to, like, you know, when all the regulars are back and everything. But like, guys, look at this, right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Elvis Presley mic. Since my baby left me, I'll find a new place to... Or that's also the guy that does the boxing fights, right? Are you ready to rumble? Fuck yeah, I'm ready to rumble. Yeah. So this microphone, though, I went in. Actually, when I bought this one, I have a few microphones. Microphones are always fun. And I didn't buy it online. So look, guys, I'm big into buy local. If there's anything that a lot of people start pushing is buying freaking local. I know Amazon is contagious. I'm the same thing. And I've been in e-commerce, had e-commerce businesses for 20 years. You know, I write UI for code, you know, CSS, HTML. I write it. I don't need to anymore. You just punch it into AI and AI shoves it out, right? So I went shopping for stuff, electronic stuff, spent over $1,000 a couple months ago. And so I'm going to spend it in my local area to keep the money in my local area. And I do that more often. As time goes along, I do that more often. I buy less off of Amazon and I'm buying more locally. Because that's how you keep if everyone did that, your local economy would be so much stronger. If everyone did that. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. I was an economic analyst for a number of years on Wall Street. It is the only thing we have power to control our local environment by spending money in our local. So if you do one thing in 2026, do one thing in 2026. Spend your money locally. Don't buy off Amazon. Yes, go to the mall. Buy it there. Go to your local little shop where they have all these mom and pop stores. Support the mom because mom and pops are being wiped out. I saw it in Los Angeles. Entire blocks of stores wiped out. Los Angeles Street is a ghost town, and that is 2 blocks from main downtown Los Angeles, right? You buy local, guys, buy local. I mean, I will be doing more of that next year myself. I will be buying local. A lot more. That's red wine. It's New Year's 2026, baby. So I bought this microphone, right? This is the Shure Shure 55SH Series 2. It's a dynamic microphone. So it's very different than the condenser. This is a condenser microphone. I don't know if you know much about microphones, but this is, yeah. But so I went in and I was looking for this microphone, specifically this mic I wanted to buy. And I walked by, they had this in the case. And it was just standing there. And of course I walk by and I go, hello, what's your name? And so, condenser microphones tend to be a lot better for this kind of stuff, right? Condenser microphones are basically what you really want. But this is because of the look, right? So I have put it through I have a Rode that I put everything through, a Rode mixer. I haven't used it yet. I got the settings, I've tested it out, but just because it looks so damn good, right? You know, kind of like if you kind of envision it, right? It just looks good, right? Yo, but it's very loud for bumps and things like that. This is a microphone that's very loud. But when I saw this thing, which late night talk show host had one of these? Do you remember? Was it David Letterman? He had it on his desk. I don't think it was a real mic because they probably used a boom mic from up top. And they just had this for show on the desk. Was it David Letterman? I think it was David Letterman, wasn't it? I think it was. But yeah, this is classic microphone. I'm going to start using it next year on this broadcast. At least I'll try it out a few times just to. The aesthetics are freaking fine, right? The aesthetics are fine. Very good. It's sassy. It's sexy. Anyway, that is wait, I got this massive desk and I'm like clunking everything together. I don't know. Do you guys got any New Year's promises? New Year's promises? So, on every Wednesday night, I'm not doing it tonight. I didn't do it last week because of Christmas. We do Chuck Norris memes. How tough is Chuck Norris? We do 12 because I actually met Chuck Norris a couple of times. I'm a former kickboxer. Yes, I was doing it in the ring. Boom, boom, boom. And I got Wesley Snipes and Chuck Norris. I did. That's actually what brought me to Los Angeles. They each had this machine that was very similar. It was basically using your legs, resistance out, then the resistance back in. And so I took both machines, modified it, and created what I called the Muscle Flex. And took both their IPs, both approved it. It was all good. Then they put Wesley Snipes in jail. Then Wesley goes bye-bye. Right? Like, the government wanted to use him. They wanted to use him as an example. Because he didn't pay, and he thought taxes are illegal, yada, yada, yada. And they put him away. They put it 3 years, right? And that sort of put the whole My Muscle Flex thing together, out because Chuck at that point of time was like, all right, you know what? He just got married and yada, yada, yada. And so anyway, so I do have, so on Wednesday nights, we usually do Chuck Norris memes. How tough is Chuck Norris? So that's going to start up next Wednesday again. Every Wednesday is Chuck Norris Wednesdays. I even went so far during Chuck Norris. Like, I used to like Chuck Norris so much. Because I was a kickboxer, right? Yeah, for 8 years. I started off in boxing for a year. Then I went to kickboxing after that. And because Chuck Norris always wore cowboy boots. Chuck always wore cowboy boots in his fight scenes. Like for most, so I thought, okay, so I started wearing cowboy boots. If Chuck can do it, whatever Chuck Norris did, because when I was kickboxing and he's like 30 years older than me. I thought, okay, if Chuck does it, I'm in. Fuck, I'm in. I was so into kickboxing. I was so into it. I was, still am. I still train, still work out, work the bag. I'm a 3 a.m. in the morning guy. I wake up at, early. I get to the gym by 3:30 a.m. And then I come back and I sleep for an hour or two, and I freaking love it. Have you guys ever tried? Look, if you work a regular job, you can't do that. But if you've ever get into a situation, and this is how, if you Google it, this is how a lot of people used to, how a majority of people, it used to be 2 sleeps. There was the first part of the sleep where you went to bed very early, you woke up in the middle of the night, you did stuff, and then you went back to sleep. Most of human history was a 2-part sleep. Google it, Gemini it, Grok it, ChatGPT it. It's a very interesting idea. And there's evidence that having, it's a 4-hour sleep and then a 3-hour sleep. I like 6 hours. I'm a 6-hour sleep guy. I like 6 hours sleep. Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah. No, that's right. But if you try it, it's apparently there's supposed to be some health benefits to it. I don't know, but it just works for my lifestyle. So I will sleep for 4 hours. I wake up, I go to the gym, do some stuff, then I'll sleep for 2 hours. Usually sleep from like 5 till like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and that's my thing. That's my shtick. That's what I do. And sleep is actually, when you think about it though, The whole idea of sleep, scientists don't even know. We don't even know why we need to sleep. People say, oh, we would get tired. Well, yeah, no, I know. Yeah. But why is it that we need to get into REM sleep, deep REM sleep, right? If we don't get into that deep REM sleep, after 24 hours, 30 hours, we start getting we look inebriated. We start losing control of our control of our motor skills. We start getting foggy, faded, like we're intoxicated. And the more that time goes without sleep, the worse we get. And you guys probably know, right? With like days where you only get 2 or 3 hours sleep, a day later you're like, holy geez, I can't even think. I can't even put my mind to basic tasks. A lot of people get emotionally down. They get emotionally depressed when they don't get enough sleep. It's just a natural reaction to not getting enough sleep. A lot of times, if you're not feeling up to par, you're feeling emotionally down. It's why a good 8 to 10 hours sleep sometimes just reinvigorates. You wake up and you're like, I feel better. I feel better. And it is literally because sleep is such an important thing. And now we don't almost every animal in the world has to do this. And it makes you ask the question, life in the universe, right? So there's 400 billion stars in the universe. There's the idea that we might be the only intelligent life in the Milky Way galaxy. We might be. We might be the only intelligent life in the Milky Way galaxy. Here's another concept for you. And I got this from Avi Loeb. Avi, not a big Avi Loeb fan. Sensationalist bullshitter, if you ask me. Sensationalist bullshitter. Avi Loeb. Imagine this. We've developed in the Milky Way galaxy. What if in 10 billion years, 5 billion years, 15 billion years, what if we're early to the party as life? Look, you look at the Fermi paradox. Why do we not see any alien life anywhere in the universe? We don't see it anywhere. We've got more telescopes pointing. We are taking pictures of galaxies and black holes 13.5 billion light years away. We see no evidence of any life anywhere in the universe. We point our like thousands of telescopes going all over the universe, and we see no intelligent life anywhere. What if we're early to the party? Imagine that? Imagine if 10 billion years from now, long after we're gone, our star is gone, the only way we're going to survive is, the humans somehow call it. I think space travel is impossible given the laws of physics. I know we like to think that warp drives, I don't see it. It breaks a lot of the laws of physics. Negative energy doesn't exist anywhere. Like there's impediments that just do not make sense or align with the idea that it's possible. But maybe it is. Maybe it is. But what if 10 billion years from now, there's a life explosion? What if 10 billion years from now, it is the apex of life in our universe? And instead of one intelligent life form, us in the Milky Way, what if there's 1,000? And we are just early to the party. We developed too early, and that there's a design cycle for intelligent life, that the universe, because basically we're dealing with entropy, right? We're dealing with a universe that everything is moving to a higher state of disorder. What if complexity within our solar system has developed too soon? What if we are too soon to the party? And in 10 billion years from now, there is an explosion of life where almost every life form knows and sees other intelligent life because radio waves from their civilizations permeate their galaxies. Maybe there is a life explosion in this universe where life knows and realizes that intelligent life is more common than we think. But us as human beings are too freaking soon. We develop 5-10 billion years too soon. Have you thought of that? There could be a crescendo, an utter, what's that word I'm trying to think of? You know what I mean, right? And I think about this often. Are we early to the party? The universe is 13.8 billion years old, right? 13.8 billion years old. What if at the 20 billion year mark, that is where complexity within a universe that is ruled by the second law of thermodynamics, entropy, becomes the time where maximum complexity within a universe of entropy flourishes, and we're too fucking early. We, as human beings, why do we see that? What's with the Fermi paradox? We're too fucking early. We're too early as a species. Because in the Rift Valley, right, there was two cells. One cell got into another cell, which basically created complex multicellular life. It was an absolute fluke. It was an absolute, that's the idea. Can you imagine a universe, a galaxy, where life, you just take it for granted? Oh, look, we found another life form. Like the new radio waves coming from, like Z426NZ. We don't. That's the crazy thing. We might be. It reminds me of the movie Passengers, right? Passengers, where Chris Pratt's character wakes up, and then the son of a bitch, he wakes up Jennifer Lawrence's. I don't remember the character's name. Cheesy Chaz. Fuck, some of these names are so fucking awesome. Cheesy Chaz says, any plans for New Year's? Well, here's what I'm doing, Cheesy. I'm glad you asked. What I'm doing, so I popped on, when you're a young YouTube live streamer, you gotta be consistent. And look, I have fun doing this shit. I mean, I'll be honest, Cheesy. I do. I do. I'm a yacker. I do. And I love science. I love dreaming. I love comments from other people. I'm staying at home. I'm going to watch an extremely disappointing finale of Stranger Things. Maybe Stranger Things will feel compelled to show us exactly how gay Will is. Maybe he likes bestiality. I don't know. Maybe he's a furry. Huh? Maybe Will is a furry. You got something against furries? Are you furry phobic? Are you furry phobic? Why not show him as a furry? There's nothing illegal about being a furry. We don't need to do. Look, we're watching Stranger Things because we want a freaking story. I have gay friends, couple. I mean, I like girls. If it would have been my story, I would have said, I like girls. I really like girls. Look, what someone's sexual preferences should be nothing to do with the freaking Stranger Things storyline. I'm a screenwriter. I would never even think about putting that in. If I was writing a screenplay for whatever studio, Netflix, and they say, put something gay in there. What? What if you put something gay in there? Put a gay relationship in there. Like, what? What do you mean? Where the fuck am I gonna? What? This is about like this, wormhole, worlds, everything. Like, what do you want me to do? I'd be like, look, I'll give you the screenplay, and you get one of your DEI people to shove it in somewhere. It's an insult to the whole idea. Can you imagine Shakespeare in modern times? Like, William, sit down. I've noticed that if all of your plays, I was reading Macbeth, and it's very violent, lots of blood in Macbeth. Fucking people are dying. Is there any way we can like work in a gay relationship? Can you fucking imagine in Macbeth? Like, William, put a chick in it and make her gay. What would Shakespeare say? Be like, I'm sorry, my good friend. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I'm sorry. But my writing style does not allow me to insert your... Yeah. I like... Cheesy Chaz. Don't spoil anything for me. I love your profile pic. Looks like you got in a fight with Chuck Norris, bro. Oh, you're trying to watch it all now from start of... Okay, no, I kind of spoiled episode 7 a little bit. I'm all for gay representation so long as it's as long as it's logical, right? There's no reason to put it in. Not in the way that they're doing it. It doesn't even... Look, sexual stuff doesn't need to be in. You don't put furry stuff in. You don't put bestiality in. You don't put polygamy in. You don't put other stuff in that is sexually explicit in other ways. We all know there are people who are gay. We all know, we accept it. Gay marriage, gay this, whatever, fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, it's a normal part of life. But when you shove it into a story, could you imagine like in The Thing? Imagine The Thing, 1980, Kurt Russell. Near the end, they just sort of shove in, but these two characters love each other? Well, they're two men stuck in a northern cold frontier, so they become lovers. And we see how they love each other before the thing fucking kills them. What does it matter? Who cares what their sexual preferences is? Who cares? Let's say if 4% of all people are gay. Okay, 4% of every character in Hollywood might be gay. Fine, I'm good. Okay, fine. Who cares? I have friends that are gay. Who cares? Who cares? Tell me a good story. Like, can you imagine Little Red Riding Hood? Well, she walked and along came a very good-looking stranger who walked by and winked at her. Little Red Riding Hood, who is legal, by the way, in this story, she's 18, stops and turns to the stranger that passes her and says, I think I'm falling in love with you. Who cares? Who cares? It's like, can we just get to the freaking Three Bears? Who cares? It makes every story clumsy. Even gay people, well, most gay people will even say, right? They'll even say, well, fuck it. I'm a screenwriter. I don't put that shit in my screenplays. Netflix shoving LGBT for the sake of it isn't proper representation. Exactly, it's not. It's not proper representation. It's forced. It's forced. It's clumsy. It ruined season 5. You know what would have made season 5 the real? What is if there was a season 6? If there was a season 6 in Stranger Things, it would have been very interesting to see how season 5 affected things going forward. But they did it late, right? They did it late in, basically it's, that's the lead going into the episode, the utter finale. This is how you want to look. It's collapsing. This is season 8 of Game of Thrones. Arguably it's worse. I also kind of knew Will had the gays in that one car ride scene in season 4, so it's fine. Yeah, but it's not the way. Look, I don't want to ruin it for you, Cheesy. It's not the way you set up season 7. Or episode 7 in season 5. I thought it was going to be some massive reveal from Vecna. This whole, and then it was like, why? I don't care if Will is gay or not. Like one of my best friends could walk up to me and say, "Hey, Danny, I'm gay." All right. So I guess you won't be, I guess you won't be cock blocking me. you know, if you and I go out for drinks, I guess, it's not much of a competition. I get the girls, you get the guys. Now buy me a fucking beer. That's how that would work. Who cares, right? I mean, I wouldn't fucking care. It is the infusion of stuff that doesn't need to be in a story. Imagine if Odyssey. Do you think Christopher Nolan's Odyssey has got a gay marriage in it of some kind? Do you think Christopher Nolan is going to stop the story? Do you think Christopher Nolan is going to stop the story and just say, hey, you know what? These two characters love each other. The most classic story in the history of humankind, the Odyssey. Odyssey. The Odyssey. I remember when I took antiquity in university, there was someone that would say, the Odyssey. It's a cool way to say the Odyssey. The Odyssey. Odyssey. Do you think Christopher Nolan's going to insert a gay or lesbian? I mean, you know what? Hey, look, I remember in Conan the Barbarian, 1980. Remember that? Conan the Barbarian. I also kind of, yeah. I mean, there is some girl on girl stuff going on in that orgy room, right? Remember at the that cool fight when Conan goes to fight Thorgrim and Rexar, and Thorgrim's got that big fucking hammer, right? They're going in there. That is one of it was a quick fight scene. I wish they would have made it a little bit longer. They could have had two more beats in that fight scene that would have made it. Oh, but Conan goes in there and he fights Rexar and Thorgrim, and he does the spinning sword thing, and he's in the middle of the orgy, and Thorgrim just whacks that giant pillar and it falls. I mean, that's just great. That's great freaking movie making. The peak of Arnold's career was Conan the Barbarian. In 1980, I was 13 years old. Worst offense in that regard was in the Sandman. Oh, the Sandman Netflix, buddy. Yeah. I couldn't even watch season 2. Show in the last few episodes shoved all this woke stuff in it for the sake of it. Exactly. And what's happened to Sandman? It's canceled. It's canceled. Canceled. So why'd you put the woke stuff in at Netflix? Why didn't you focus on story? Story, focus. I think all of their stuff in Netflix, they use like a manual focus. They should just use autofocus. Cheesy. Just use the freaking autofocus. You don't need to put it in there. Even gay people will say, what the treating them like little helpless. We're little helpless gay people. Go to Los Angeles and see, in a couple of my stores, some of my best customers was the gay people, the gay crowd. And I didn't look at them as the gay crowd. They were just freaking customers. They were just customers. I don't describe people based on their sexual preference. Oh, you like doing it with dogs, huh? Bestiality? Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Thanks. I didn't ask. Didn't want to know. Don't need to know. Or an Avatar. Avatar? Legends of Korra that made her bi with Asami. That I'm not as much well versed in. I am Netflix season canceling dream dashing. Yeah, guys, cheesy. Bro, I hear you, dude. Totally hear you. Look, science fiction and a lot of these shows turn into pop culture. And a lot of things that we deal with in science fact, being a hobbyist astrophysicist, a screenwriter, worked on Wall Street for a number of years as a market maker, business owner. Movies have always been the way to escape. And as a screenwriter, you write characters that are compelling Compelling characters aren't based on what their sexual habits are in bed. Who cares? I didn't ask. I didn't ask and I wasn't wondering. You do realize that. I didn't ask and I wasn't wondering. Because I don't judge people based on what they do in bed. I don't even freaking think about it. Unless the girl's really hot. Just kidding. Oh, shit. Unless the girl's really hot. Then I do, well, yeah, well, come on. But I don't bring it out and make it like, unless it's a live stream just for the point of fun shits and giggles. I don't bring it out into the open. Right? You don't need to. Neither does Netflix. But anyway, that was a long answer to what am I doing tonight? I'm not going. I got red wine. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. This is the last night that I can have the Grinch cup, so. Let's do, you know what? I got some bits. I got some sheet that I want to do. But before that, Cheesy Chez, you still say, did Chuck Norris beat you up? Because that profile pic looks like you got in a... It's funny that Hollywood and other media industries want to capitalize on that part of it, but they don't want to show any gay sex. Well, they did in Game of Thrones. Even though gay sex is very in, if you watch any art house gay film, it's like very hot sex. Look, if you're making a movie and it is specifically marketed to the gay community, you do it, right? You do it. But again, even in Game of Thrones, they didn't show it really. I mean, it was inferred. And I think a lot of people just fast forwarded through, or that's when they went, it's like, look, I don't even need to see heterosexual sex. I don't want to. I've never watched porn. I'm not a porn guy. Doesn't do anything. If I see a good looking girl in a bathing suit, that's like some of those Playboy pictures, right? I don't need to see the nakedness with the legs. I find it sexier when you see a good-looking girl in a bathing suit. That to me, is... I don't need that. I've never been into porn. Never been into it. Why do I want to watch someone... I honestly, I don't get it. I do understand why. I get it. But I don't. You could go into the history of any of my computers. Like you'll never see me. It's just not my thing. This is my thing. Imagination. Even though gay sex is. Profile pic from Michelle. Profile a cartoon. Damo and Darren. Michelle Cusack is the showrunner of Smiling Friends. Okay, all right. Okay, you know what I mean? I gotta. Here's the thing. From my perspective, you meet so many people and you see so many things, and you might know or heard of these things, but they're just kind of like, when you're a screenwriter like me. If there's any other writers out there, if you've ever been a writer. Novels or screenplays, you know that you lock yourself away. You lock yourself away for hours, weeks, months, even up to a year writing a novel or look, most of these people that write novels, they have a ghostwriter. These celebrities, they don't write shit. They just tell the ghostwriter, here's what happened. Here's like a little, and then the ghostwriter does everything. When you are a screenwriter or a novelist that writes the book, you lock yourself away. You are gone from the world. You are an introvert. And I'm an extrovert by default, my personality. But when I'm working on a screenplay, I get enthralled by the story. I would never use AI to write my scenes because I am so motivated by the creative process A real screenwriter or a real writer will not use, they might use AI for ideas. You know, punch in some queries to say this happened, this happened, this happened. What might be a really out there idea? And then AI might punch out 5 ideas. And you go, nah. Well, that's kind of interesting. And then that takes that and it morphs into something else based on the characters. You have to know the characters you're writing. If you don't know the characters that you're writing, it will be a shitty screenplay. Because well-developed characters, when you're writing the screenplay, dictate their reactions. If you know your characters, any writers out there know this. If you have written complete characters, you know the internal conflict, the external conflict, what they're fighting for, and what the antagonist, and then all of your other characters that are sort of working to help or support the plot. If you have developed your characters, and that's the thing, develop your characters. Because if you know your characters inside and out, what they do scene to scene will be almost automatic, because I know this person so well, I know what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do. Or if you finish the scene, you don't know where the story goes, you know your character so well. Well, if I'm thinking like my character, they're going to go and do this. They would do this next, right? This is screenwriting and understanding the character. The worst movies, remember this, and think about it when you're watching a movie you don't like. When the plot makes the decisions for the character, the movie will suck. When the plot is making the decisions for the character. When the characters are making the decisions and driving the plot forward is when you will most likely enjoy that movie. It sounds simple, guys. It sounds simple. But you can write something and then you read it over, you go, holy shit, wait a second. I mean, the characters made no decisions. They were confronted with nothing. There was no setting up and building the energy into the payoff against the antagonist in the third act, which is where Game of Thrones is the worst thing. We watch Jon Snow season after season confront the whatchamacallit, the Night King. And then in the final episode, or where the fight happens, we don't even get to see the fucking match. All we wanted to see was Jon Snow fight the Night King. That's all we wanted. That's all we wanted. But there he is. He's got this undead dragon that he's hiding behind a rock. Why were we so upset? Then Arya, who had no stakes, built up drama over 8 fucking seasons, gets the kill. While Jon Snow, they built Jon Snow up. Hardhome, remember Hardhome? Those stairs that they gave. He had to finally fight a White Walker with the Valyrian steel blade, which he discovered that killed it. He took a beating. That White Walker kicked his ass. Right? We're like, holy shit! These guys are fucking tough. Unless you're Arya Stark. Why didn't you send, if Arya was so tough after like a year of training, why didn't you send, what was the guy that was the head of the order? Why didn't you send him to kill him? That guy has been in there for 30 years. If Arya, all of a sudden Arya is like a better fighter than the Hound. The Hound's been fighting for like 25 years, 30 years, 35 years. And Arya's a better hand-to-hand fighter than the fucking Hound. Oh, God, there's so many things that pissed me off. She's parrying with her little fencing sword. She's parrying a 30-pound two-handed bastard sword with a little fencing sword. What the fuck am I watching here? I have this so cheesy. I have not read The Wheel of Time. I'm well aware of what happened on Amazon Prime. I tried to watch it. I couldn't. A worthy cancel, right? It's a worthy cancel, right, Cheesy? They don't make stuff like they used to, especially as a writer. I write TV. I write full-length features, mostly in sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. I did write one drama. It's called Don't Forget Me. And I swear, I won a lot of awards all over the world with, someone told me, I says, oh yeah, Danny, but you can't write a drama. So I wrote a drama. It's called Don't Forget Me. And, here's the thing. You don't want to talk about your screenplays, even though it is protected at the Library of Congress. But I won, I think, 52 award nominations around the world in film festivals. And so I remember some of my other screenwriting friends, I said, look, I did it. And they were like, I was actually dumbfounded too. I was like, holy shit. But when you love story, guys, when you love the science of story is freaking, season 3 was getting good. Oh, really, Cheesy? Season 3 of Wheel of Time? I didn't hear that. That's not the feedback I got. Interesting. But it's canceled though, right? It got canceled. It's done. Just like Sandman. Season 2, they go full woke. Done. You're out of here. That was like when Kramer got, they did the masturbation, the Seinfeld masturbation. They got the girls stripping or taking, across the thing. Kramer walks out, walks back in. Slam. I'm out of the contest. I'm out. At the very, very end, you saw George Costanza. He's sleeping in bed. He's got little dinosaurs, little cartoon dinosaurs all over his bedding. Classic. Seinfeld, classic. Oh, there will never be another Seinfeld. Not even in 2026, my friends. Happy freaking New Year. Happy New Year. Yes, I'm drinking red wine. A Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't mind a Merlot. I do enjoy Cabernet Sauvignon. I do. As a matter of fact, let us do a bit. I got all these bits here. You know what? The bit that I want to do, movies to look out for in 2026. You down, Cheesy? You down with that? You good? You good with that? Where is it? Memorable 25, how to do wiki list. And what the fuck? Hold on a sec. That doesn't look like, where's my page? Upcoming. Yeah, why didn't it pop up? Upcoming. Oh, there it is. Holy jeez. Holy Jesus Christ. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody. Okay. My friends. There we go. Oh, I did it. You know what? When you are the talent, and the talent is a big stretch, and the producer. I am the smartest guy in the room right now. The smartest guy in the room. Unfortunately, I am always also the dumbest. Which is what happens when you are the only person in the room. Are you ready for the upcoming sci-fi movies in 2026? 10 good reasons to head to the theaters next year. Next year, guys, if you're on the East Coast, next year is only 2 hours and 45 minutes away. 2 hours and 45 minutes away. Salud. Salud. You don't have to be drinking booze like I am. You can have a cocoa. You can have a glass of tonic water. Doesn't matter. I am having red wine. Let's do this, shall we? Upcoming sci-fi movies in 2026. 10 good reasons to head to theaters next year. The Power of Grayskull, Superman's cousin, and the return of a certain galaxy far, far away are among 2026's big screen wonders. Sure, big screen flops. I've no doubt about it. No doubt about it. For all the embarrassment of riches on TV, cinemas remain a really big deal for any genre fan. Actually, cinema is getting its ass kicked. We are in a huge transition. How this works out, I don't know. But if you got to spend $200 for a family of 4 to go out to see a movie, why would you do that when you're spending $7.99 for the advertisements version of Netflix? Why would you do that? If you've got Amazon Prime, you get free Amazon Prime Video. I don't know anyone who would not have HBO. If you have any streaming service, you'd better have HBO. Warner. It's the best. Always has been. HBO's been streaming for 20 years. Cinema is what it turns into. We don't know. It's not going to be anything what it is today. But Hollywood has a lot to to blame for that as well. Let's carry on, shall we? Our guide to the best upcoming site. Now this is space.com, and I love space.com. I think space.com. It's my go-to. They got great news, the way their format, the way they set everything up. I am not sponsored by space.com. Maybe one day. Maybe space.com will say, boy, you're really kind of, but why would they pay me when I push them for free, right? Why would they? Maybe I got to stop pushing them. Just kidding. Sci-Fi 2026 features a blockbuster mix of popular franchises, intriguing one-offs, and one of the greatest directors of all time heading back to alien visitation territory. After 7 years away, Star Wars returns to the big screen with The Mandalorian and Grogu. Are you guys excited for that? It's not on my top 5. Excuse me. That was the wine talking. While Supergirl takes James Gunn's new look DC Universe into outer space, Denis Villeneuve. I'm telling you, Dune 3rd. If I'm pitching a tent over anything, it is Dune 3. I am looking forward to frickin' Dune 3. The visuals, the cinema, the I like the story. I like the cinema. That is what I'm looking forward to the most, for sure. Denis Villeneuve makes his, here we are right here, just to let you guys know, makes a 3rd trip to Arrakis in Dune Part 3. And in what's likely to be the biggest release of the year, Robert Downey Jr. reunites with the Marvel Cinematic Universe for Avengers Doomsday, which is just a desperate attempt. Like, we literally, look, all the idea, what that says is Kevin Feige said, well, all the ideas we tried didn't work. We tried to go, full MCU. We tried to do all this. Oh my God, it just didn't work. Hey, Robert, what are you doing next year? That's all it was. Robert, are you free? We'll pay you $100 million. Oh yeah. Okay. Fuck. We'll pay you $100 million. Are you willing to come back? I want to know what Chris Hemsworth's getting paid. I think Chris has got a $25-30 million payday. The Russo brothers will get $100 million plus back end. Steve Rogers, it's his biggest payday. What's his name? Chris Evans. That's his biggest payday since he left, because he just makes shit movies. If he's not in Captain America garb, he makes shit movies. Okay, let's just be real about it. Chris Evans. I'm sure you're a nice guy, but dude, you make shit movies if you're not in a Captain American outfit. You do. Like, I don't want to be mean. Embrace Captain frickin' America, Chris Evans. You're young enough. This could be 30 more years for you. Old man Captain America. Old man Iron Man might come out still. After Doomsday and Secret Wars, old man Iron Man. It'll like literally be Old Man Iron Man 1, Old Man Iron Man 2, Old Man Iron Man 3. Disney, I have said many times, and I've worked on Wall Street as a market maker, economic analyst for years, from about 1999 to 2006, 2007. I've said for a long time that Disney is a brand that is falling apart. They will be sold in pieces. In pieces. The only original thing they've ever really did, ever, is Mickey Mouse. It's the only thing that Disney has ever done that's original. There's a few movies here and there that they've actually done. Everything else they've acquired, or they've used old Germanic stories because they're in the public domain. Bob Iger has done nothing except purchase stuff through a massive amount of debt on the books, and the stock price is lower than it was just a few years ago. Net income per share is significantly lower. Disney will be a breakup company in about 10 to 15 years because they're living in the past. They're living in the past. I know I repeated myself. It's not about ongoing sagas, however, as Ryan Gosling saves the world in Project Hail Mary, which I am looking forward to. And Steven Spielberg deals with UFOs. Sound familiar? Oh, yeah, I guess. In his latest as yet untitled project, we'll also find what happens when Prince Adam holds aloft his magic sword and yells, "By the power of Grayskull." That's my dramaticism. So anyway, number one, let's take a look at this. Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling could have a hit on his hands. March 2026. Let me say that. I've had some wine. Oh, geez. Screenwriter Drew Goddard worked wonders with his Oscar-nominated adaptation of Andrew Weir's The Martian. And a decade later, he's back to bring the author's most recent novel to screen in Project Hail Mary. Our sun is one of many stars afflicted by a mysterious plague, prompting humanity to launch a mission to fix the problem before it kills all life on Earth. Great concept. Great concept. As a screenwriter, that is a great concept. It's kind of like a disease for the sun. It's a disease for the sun. Ryan Gosling plays the teacher turned reluctant astronaut who has the fate of an entire planet on his shoulders. Luckily, he's not alone. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. As an agnostic. In the cosmos, as an alien engineer nicknamed Rocky. Yo, Adrian has arrived at Toast City. Toast City is the nearest yellow main sequence star close to us that might be 12 light years away, I believe, Tau Ceti, with a similar agenda. If they can work out how to communicate, this could be the start of a beautiful relationship, because probably they also have a yellow sequence star. Makes sense. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. Are you guys excited for that one? I'm not sure if you should be, but the first one was pretty good. This one does not look bad. Super Mario Galaxy movie, April 3rd, 2026, guys. That is next year. That is, if you're in the eastern side of the country, you have, what is it? 2.5 hours. If you're on the Pacific side, you have 5.5 hours. Our monthly entertainment, I want to read the... Let's get through this. Okay, the next one, Mortal Kombat 2. I'm not going to read every little thing. Are you guys looking forward to Mortal Kombat 2? May 8th, 2026. Cast is Carl Urban. Wow, he's a great guitar player in country music. He's a great guitar player. Oh, that's Keith Urban. Guys, that's Keith Urban. I messed you up. The next one, Mandalorian and Grogu. In theaters, May 22nd, 2026. It's a pretty solid spring lineup, right? They always stack it. That's what they got to do. They got to stack it. Masters of the Universe. Oh, this one's going to be interesting. It's going to be so... Look, if they nail it on Masters of the Universe, this is obviously going to have multiple sequels. I've seen some of the backstage stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It doesn't look bad. It's hard to say, though, because you could also say it doesn't look good until you really see it play out. Because you'll see this stuff, but you don't know how it looks through the edit. Then you've got the VFX. Then you've got the colorizations. You got all this stuff that eventually goes to the back end, right? If you just looked at like 300, if you looked at the dailies at what Zack Snyder was filming, you'd say, holy shit, this thing's going to suck. But after everything is said and done, you're like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Yeah, a lot of things happen from filming the dailies to the point that it actually gets released. So we'll see. We'll have to see. Supergirl. Jeez. The Gunverse. I don't know. I'm not. June 26th, 2026. I don't think Millie Hilcock is a bad Supergirl. What I think is bad is how he's creating the universe. There's only one Superman movie that ever made money. It's the first one. Every Superman movie since then has lost money. He is a flawed character. That's coming from a screenwriter. Don't get angry at me and huffy. He's a flawed character. His only weakness is kryptonite. Every single movie you get kryptonite. You know that's kryptonite. There's not like there's a mystery coming at you. I would make jokes when Gunn first mentioned Superman, that it's his first movie. Oh, I used to make jokes about how it's going to be a clone. You know, because it's got to be some sort of derivative from Superman, because that's all they can do, whether General Zod or whatever it is. It was a fucking clone. They literally had a clone that looked like Anakin Skywalker. That's and so you're trying to build a universe. You build a universe with Batman. In DC, Batman is the universe. You need to create the world. You need to create the rules of the universe that we see these characters in. It's not that most people don't know them, but we need to understand look, Zack Snyder did it. But he started off with Superman. And it is a travesty that Ben Affleck did not have his own Batman movie. I think that is absolutely, which I think Ben Affleck was the best Batman. In my opinion. I know it's controversial. Disclosure Day. Let's keep going. Toy Story 5. Can you believe it? Toy Story 5. Jason, the best Spielberg movie? Oh my God. The best Spielberg movie, Jason, that is the best Spielberg movie. Oh, I am going to say, I have a movie in my mind and I need to go through to make sure. This is based on being a director, right? If I was gonna pick the best movie from, you know what, Minority Report was absolutely amazing. I know a lot of people are gonna say Schindler's List. So my first instinct was Raiders of the Lost Ark. I am not someone who enjoyed the subsequent movies. The Temple of Doom, I thought, was a far cry. I mean, the fight scenes were so Hollywood, tokenized, Mickey Mouse. It wasn't to the quality of Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was such a full, flushed out character journey. I gotta say, so my first gut was, you look at the movies that he's been a part of. So I'm gonna say Indiana Jones, and I enjoyed Minority Report so much. I'm gonna say Indiana Jones, and a very close second is Minority Report. What's yours, Jason? You got one? Or anyone? What do you guys, if there's anyone in chat, tell me, am I right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Look, there's so many, we're in an era of TV or of movies that is nothing what it used to be. Jaws. Oh, well, yeah. Jaws didn't, yeah, I get it. Jaws didn't scare me. Jaws didn't, water movies tend not to do as well with me. But it was, yeah, Jaws was a great movie. The thing I look at Indiana Jones is that character in Indiana Jones was so, like, right from the first scene, right? Right from the first scene, he goes in there and look, Harrison Ford was brilliant. It's one of his character portrayals that is just simply brilliant. Indiana Jones and Han Solo. He will be remembered forever as a legend in these two characters. He has done damage going forward. He's done a lot of damage. But that first movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, if it was a standalone movie and there was no other subsequent movies, he would be a legend. A legend. Everything associated with that first Indiana Jones movie was magic. And I'm old enough to have seen it in theaters. I think I was 14 or 15, 13, 14, 15. I forgot what year it came out. 81? Was it 81, 82? So it's probably like, 13, 14 years old. And the character, everything from the opening scene. As a screenwriter, I always point to the opening scene. You almost know whether it's a good movie from the opening scene. Do they nail it? What do they show? Do they introduce the protagonist or the antagonist? If they introduce the antagonist, like Terminator, do they show the Terminator and do they very clearly articulate the threat and the stakes? In the Terminator, they did, right? Arnold goes, "I need your clothes." And he absolutely wipes those. One of those guys is Bill Paxton. Have you noticed? Bill Paxton is one of those guys. Fuck it, Bill Paxton. He left us way too early. I met Bill Paxton a couple of times. The man was just a good guy, a really good guy. But that opening Terminator movie scene was or I always say Tombstone. The opening scene to Tombstone. When you introduce your antagonist with your first scene and you show how evil they are. Michael Behan, when he's Ringo, he turns and he shoots the preacher between the eyes, right? Up until that time, you're like, he doesn't seem as like the worst guy of this clan. And then you're like, okay, he has no morals because he just shot a preacher point blank between the eyes. And then he recites a quote from the Bible. Kurt Russell was the director of that movie, Ghost director. That is Kurt Russell's piece de résistance in his career. And of course, in the next scene, we get the protagonist. We get the boots up to Wyatt Earp. And then we see the guy whipping the horse, right? Whipping the horse. These scenes aren't done by accident. He's beating the horse because the horse isn't doing something that the guy wants. And then he's about to strike it again. Wyatt Earp grabs the hand and smacks the guy back. And he says, "Hurt, don't it?" Anytime a protagonist saves an animal, we are immediately endeared to them. Animals are not in movies by accident. It's because they endear us to the protagonist. Anyway, that is the same thing with Indiana Jones, the first movie, and that's why I love Indiana Jones. Jason said, Schindler's List is the best filmography. I cry every time I watch it. Now, Schindler was a Czech. I'm actually a Czech. I was born in Brno in the Czech Republic. I was born there, and we were refugees when the Soviets invaded. We were refugees in Vancouver. I was 9 months old when we hit Vancouver. So Schindler's List was, yeah. I mean, it's incredible filmmaking. It really is. But Jaws is my favorite. It's a perfect movie, well written. It flows so easily with no boring parts or filler. It does. There's no argument to that. And Minority Report to me is just it's a brilliant screenplay. It's brilliant sci-fi. Minority Report is something that none of the screenwriters that are in Hollywood today have the brains to create. within the studio structure, you've got stupid sci-fi people. They're stupid at sci-fi. I'm not saying that they are stupid as people, but they're stupid at sci-fi. The pre-crime aspect makes no sense to me and my. Oh, the pre-crime. Well, you're dealing with the sci-fi, right? The sci-fi of the three. What do they call the three people? The three. Dude, you gotta watch that movie again. I think the cinematography, the way that the story is constructed. Minority Report to me was, I mean, that was great movie making. It was revolutionary, absolutely revolutionary for its time as well. Yeah, for sure. But look, Spielberg. Look, I even love Poltergeist. The first Poltergeist, fucking love it. I just watched it 6 months ago, 3 times. Because I love, what's the actress, her name? What's the actress in Poltergeist? I had a crush on her. Jo Beth Williams. And that, well, what's going on here? Yeah, Jo Beth Williams, 1982. I love Poltergeist, the first movie. The second one, I mean, there's the first Poltergeist was the whole thing. Like this was a time. This was to the time with Star Wars. This was a time with Close Encounters. It was a time with. There's so many movies from 1975 to even in the 90s. The 90s was a bonanza of movies. But before we carry on with our list, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Safe and Happy New Year. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Minority Report. Yeah, it was. But I don't see a world where pre-crime could ever be a thing. No, absolutely not. And that's the science fiction part of it, right? It is utter fiction. Being convicted for a crime you technically didn't commit. And that's what makes it compelling, right? It's like, you're going to tell me I haven't done anything yet? I have done no crime. And they call it pre-crime. I have done no crime, but they call it pre-crime. This is sci-fi. To me, this is sci-fi at its best, Jason. It really is. As a screenwriter, you look for ways to package stuff. What is it called? It's called pre-crime. Pre-crime. I know you haven't done the crime, but it's pre-crime. It's pre-crime. Listen to this. It's pre-crime, and we can prove it. What the? That in itself is an absolute oxymoron. It's pre-crime, and we can prove it. That in itself, from a screenwriting perspective and from a mental juice perspective, you think about that. It's pre-crime. What the fuck is pre-crime? What do you mean it's pre-crime? What am I haven't even hurt anybody yet. You were. I was. You were going to hurt somebody. Really? Can you prove it? Yeah, we can. Sebastian, Toy 5. Yeah. And Toy 5. Let's get back to the list. Yeah. Thank you, Sebastian. I get. Oops. What the hell did I just do there? I'm on the wrong page. That's why. There we go. Toy Story 5. Toy Story 5 in 2026. These are movies coming to theater in Toy Story 5. Toy Story 5. Look, I've seen all of them. I like all of them to differing degrees, but I like them all enough that I can say I like all of them. I was actually about to do a movie, one of my own screenplays called The Sicken, and Tim Allen's wife was going to play one of the roles when the bottom basically fell out in Hollywood. And it's still sort of in the slots to be produced. But Toy Story 5 is coming out next year. I think June 19th, 2026. Tom Hanks, Tom Allen, Joan Cusack, Greta Lee. I just don't think it's going to be, you know what? It could be $1 billion movie. It really could be. Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday. Only, they got to say only in theaters. Like what? Only in theaters? Did I expect anything different? I guess maybe they have to say that after the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow thing, right? Maybe they have to say that. December 18th, 2026. Robert Downey Jr., the $100 million man. Oh, give it up for Robert Downey Jr. $100 million. Can we? Okay. Oh, so this is the new trailer, guys. Can we watch? I'm gonna watch. This is the new trailer with Thor.
Father, all my life I have answered every call to honor, duty, to war.
And I think it's safe to say that this scene is going to be, look, when you have Anthony Hopkins playing Odin, I don't know if he's going to come back or not. And this is, it kind of seems like a tease that he will in some slight capacity, right? Movies are emotion. When you write a screenplay and you film a movie, movies are all about emotion. This is an emotional scene, just like the whole Chris Evans, Captain America, well, not Cap, but what's his name? In the first trailer. This is an emotionally driven, it has no fight scene. This is 100% purely emotionally driven.
But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child. A life untouched by the storm.
One thing, Chris Evans is actually a pretty good emotional actor. He's got good comedic timing. You feel for the guy, like the characters that he portrays. He has a very, like Chris Pratt, just like Chris Pratt, he has an easy way to come out and compel his character for you to connect with him. Hemsworth is good at that.
Lend me the strength of the old fathers, so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
What that tells me is at least the Russo brothers, when they're constructing this script, they're thinking of it emotionally. If you are going to release emotional snippets, we want to be emotionally attached to these characters. We want to go through their emotional journey, not their journey of fight, battle, boom, 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 fight, punch. We want to know what the internal conflict is. What this shows us the internal conflict. There is an internal conflict for Thor, who is probably one of the most beloved characters because of the way Chris Hemsworth, a lot of Chris's, Chris Hemsworth plays it. So his emotional journey, we want to be a part of, especially with Odin, Anthony Hopkins. We remember that. This trailer gives me hope that Doomsday might be more than just, that they might be actually doing this the right way. Emotional attachments. But what do they do after Doomsday and Secret Wars? I don't know. We'll see. All right, They don't even have to say that. Like Thor will return in Avengers Doomsday. They don't even have to say that. If I was the screenwriter, if I was in the room, I said, why do we even say that? That's the obvious. Why state the obvious? You never state the obvious in a screenplay. You never state the obvious. Leave it at that. End with that. We don't, of course he's coming back. The literal, in a screenplay, the literal never works well. Allow us, you know, or just say Thor, Doomsday. Of course he's going to return. What are we, stupid? There's just little things. I don't like the literal things that happen. Anyway. Oh, there we go. Dune Part 3. Guys, Dune Part 3 is the movie that I am most excited for in 2026. Release date is December 18th. Excuse me. Still getting over a cold. Or the flu. Wow. December 18th, 2026. And that's it. That is it. For though that segment took a long time to get through. But anyway, so that is, I got a couple more segments that I do want to do. It's New Year's, guys. I hope you're at home. Those are the movies we're going to look forward to. What is going on here? Oh, man. Okay, I'll get this. I'm going to do this right here. There we go. Right there. No, come on. Don't do this. I'll fix it. Hold on. And we got it. Where is it? Okay. All right. There we go. So that is Jason, who's left from OG Avengers cast, Thor and Hulk? So apparently the idea is that Iron Man will make an appearance. We have, that's an interesting question. Oh, you have Ant-Man, right? Ant-Man's coming back. Ant-Man, Chris Evans, Thor. We have Thor. The fact that Channing Tatum was coming back. Fuck, he was so good as whatchamacallit, right? Remember in Deadpool Wolverine? Channing Tatum was so good. He was so good. Tom Hiddleston is coming back as Loki. Sebastian Stan, Bucky Barnes. Simu Liu is back. Oh, I'm so excited. Fuck not. And then Anthony Mackie, who is, of course, Captain America right now. Paul Bettany is coming back as help me quickly. If I had a staff, I'd be like, look at me, quickly tell me the name. What's his name? Oh my God. You lose 15 IQ points every time you go live on YouTube. Every time. Paul Rudd. So there's a few. And there's always going to be surprises, right? There's always going to be surprises. Scarlet Witch is a Scarlet. There's going to be surprises. I'm surprised that Scarlet Witch is coming back. I think look, you can't give the whole thing out. So there's going to be surprises where you want people to stand. People that will stand in the audience, they'll stand and they'll do like whoa. Spider-Man. I don't think Spider-Man has been confirmed. They're filming right around the same time. There's gonna be some, if they're smart, there's gonna be surprises in Doomsday, if they're smart. But it is Marvel, and they haven't proven themselves to be smart of late, right? They haven't. So, what do we want? I got a few things. Top 10. I don't want to do that one. What's the top 10? Okay, I did that. Astronomy photos. So, you know what? No, I want to remove that. So I want to, where is it? Upcoming Spielberg, Antonio, the Goose. Okay, that's not, hold on a sec. I have a couple of segments picked out. Why did that not come at, so, let me close this. Let me close this. Let me close this. Antonio, let me close this. And then let me open this and share screen. And upcoming this and that. Oh, you know what? Memorable event. Let's do memorable events. We got to do a memorable events from 2025. I did this. What did I do? This was a Gemini search. I did some Grok searches, some Gemini. I use AI. I'm an AI guy. Cheers. Happy New Year. So this, at the stage, show on stage, da 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 da. Isn't Iron Man dead? No, because he's coming back as what's his name? So there is a comic. Oh, let me get this stuff out of my face. It comes back as Doctor Doom. There is a comic that is specifically about, that shows that Iron Man was Doctor Doom and Doctor Doom was Iron Man. Like, I'm not a comic book guy. I know people are comic book guys. Like, there's a few comic book guys that are so freaking good out there. What's his name from Nerdrotic? Gary? Is that his name? Gary? The guy is comic book gold, right? Like, I wouldn't argue a thing. Like, if Gary from Nerdrotic says something about a comic book, okay, I'm down. Okay, I got no argument, my friend. I got no argument. Right? The guy is fucking good. The guy knows. Like, look, you might not agree with everything he says. I tend to agree with a lot of what he says. The Mr. Nerdrotic guy, Gary, the man knows his freaking shit. Okay. The man knows. I know screenwriting. I know screenplays. The man knows comics. So. Jay, I know Black Widow was gone. Yeah. Oh, look, no, it's not that Black Widow was gone. Scarlett Johansson is gone. After what happened, there's no way Scarlett Johansson is coming back. Scarlett Johansson, she's a tough cookie. Oh. That's my kind of girl. Like, she is. Scarlett Johansson is my kind of girl. Love her. Love her. Didn't Scarlet Witch die in the last Doctor? What? That doesn't matter. You got multiverse. It doesn't matter. You just bring characters back from different multiverses. Like, none of this matters, right? This is what removes all tension. Multiverse removes all tension. That's why didn't Wolverine die? Didn't like, we were recycling through Wolverines. I mean, the last Wolverine, Logan is right up there. Look, if you're gonna try and pick out the best superhero movie, you're gonna have to go to Logan, and the first Iron Man. That's what you're gonna have to do. Those are the two movies. Logan was gold. Movie gold. And it was a great idea to end the character on that. But the paychecks get too big. And arguably, I don't think everyone wanted to see Hugh Jackman come back. Everybody. Mobin, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my friend Mobin. Happy New Year. May the gods of 2026 be on your side. Jason. What are we... try to keep up with this. I know Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow was gone. Happy New Year. There's, you guys see, that was the moment I was responding to. Jason says, yeah, multiverse. Marvel can do whatever they want and say multiverse. Exactly. There's no rules. There's no. We'll kill them. We'll bring them back next year because it's in a different timeline. Multipass. Yeah, it takes all the tension away. I know it's not. It's not the optimum. It's not the optimum way to do things. You know, it really isn't. Let us go to the top. We're doing the top 10 news events. Top 10 news events in 2025. Wait, that's not what I was. This is a different one. Oh, come on. Top share screen. Memorable events from 2025. Sci-fi movies. Ultramassive black holes. That's from yesterday's show. Okay, why is that? Okay, well, you know what? Let me take a look at the screen here. Memorable. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I see exactly what I did. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We are going to share the what is this called? The you know what? When you're doing this yourself, this is where producers absolutely warranted. I thought it was, you know what? You know, actually, I was organized. I've had 2 big cups of red wine. I am tipsy. That's what the problem is. I'm halfway to drunk. Not drunk. I'm tipsy. Holiday live streaming, memorable events, upcoming sci-fi movies. What are the? There we go. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Upcoming. Okay, why is this not? I've said. You know what? You shouldn't. When you're doing a live stream, you shouldn't inadvertently become the entertainment. In the sense that everyone is watching. Oh man, this guy's fucking up. Yeah, I am. But you know what? I've been on stage. I used to be a musician. The one thing that when you're on stage, you've got a live studio audience. Just don't panic. Don't. It's probably one of my friends going, "Come on, you dumbass. Get it going. Get this show going." I'm going to remove that from the stage. Stop screen. I'm going to start from fresh. Okay. There we go. Thank you very much. How do people celebrate? Oh, I wanted grok though. Okay. Damn. Oh my God. I'm gonna. Why me? Why me? Stop screen. Because grok did such an amazing job. Where's grok? There it is. Son of a gun. You know what? It's just easier just to look for the little thimble, the thumbnail, that little tiny. Not the thumbnail, but okay. I don't want. Can I close this off? Can I? Oh, come on. Wait, grok doesn't allow me to close the left-hand screen. Grok. Come on, grok. Okay. So this is. So the query was, what about what? Oh fuck! I just screwed up. Here we go. Here it is. How do people celebrate New Year's around the world? Thank you very much. Holy cow! This should not have been so complicated. New Year celebrations around the world. As the clock strikes midnight on December 31st, 2025, people worldwide bid farewell to the old year and welcome 2026 with a mix of fireworks, yada, yada, yada. Let us just find out how they actually celebrate. Okay? Can we do that? United States, New York City, millions pack Times Square for the famous ball drop. We all know that, right? Like, I'm not giving information that is a tradition since 1907, complete with confetti performances and the singing of Auld Lang Syne. Oh yeah, I don't think anyone knows the words to that one. But there you go. There's the imagery. It looks freaking fun. I wouldn't be there, being in that crowd and then all of a sudden having to go to the bathroom. I don't know. Australia, of course, Australia is long past New Year's. One of the first major cities to ring in the New Year, Sydney lights up with spectacular fireworks over the Harbour Bridge and Opera House, often watched by over 1 billion people. 1 billion people annually. Globally. Annually. Globally. Brazil. Rio de Janeiro. Known as Réveillon. Millions, that was my French iteration. Dress in white, and they gather on Copacabana Beach for fireworks, music, and offerings to the sea goddess Yamanja. Yamanja, jumping 7 waves for luck. And there you got your imagery of Rio de Janeiro. Scotland, Edinburgh. Hogmanay features massive street parties, torchlight processions, and fireworks over the castles. Plus, first footing, the first visitor brings gifts for good luck. Was that okay? Was like Scottish okay? I think it was a mix of Scottish and Irish. But there you go. I think that's Glasgow. Does that be Glasgow? Edinburgh. Oh, fuck. Edinburgh's 2025. Japan, temples ring bells 108 times in Joya no Kan, to cleanse the 108 worldly desires. There's 108 worldly desires? Really? I didn't know there's that many. Many visit shrines at midnight for prayers and soba noodles. Soba noodles. Can I get an order of soba noodles for longevity, please? Thank you. In Spain, at midnight, people eat 12 grapes. Did you know that? Have you had? Look, what do we do it? It's 9 o'clock. It's just 3 hours. 3 hours till in New York City. So you got to get your 12 grapes ready. One for each clock chime to bring luck for each month of the year. In Denmark, a fun and literal leap into the new year. People stand on chairs, jump off at midnight to jump into good fortune, while smashing old plates on doors to ward off bad spirits. So they jump off chairs and then they'll throw a plate at the door to ward off old spirits. The Danes. No, the Danes are. Oh my God! I got one more mouthful of wine here. Don't drink and stream, guys. Don't drink and stream. It's good advice. The Philippines. Homes display 12 round fruits like coins for prosperity, and people wear polka dots for luck. Polka dots. I didn't know polka dots were luck. Noisy celebrations scare away evil spirits. Noisy. Oh, that's a. Could you imagine having that in North America? Saying, "Hey, look, noisy celebrations scare away evil spirits." Could you imagine? Everyone, so all of a sudden, literally, everyone just gets noisier. Oh, that's good. That's good. It might work in the Philippines. It's not going to work in North America. To finish it off, other quirky ones include wearing red underwear in Italy for love. Red underwear in Italy for love for the new year. Eating lentils in Italy for wealth, or writing wishes, burning them, and drinking the ashes in Russia, no matter the custom. It's all about hope and fresh starts. Happy, happy New Year. That is literally happy. Well, happy, yeah. Happy New Year, my friends. That is how the world celebrates. So right now, the rest of the world, we had the UK. The UK celebrated about 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, the UK. And I think basically now we're going across the ocean. We're going to New York. The East Coast is the next place for New Year's. And it moves its way across North America to the West Coast. If you're on the West Coast, damn, if you're on the West Coast, you got 6 hours left. Six hours. I lived in Los Angeles for 20 years, so it was always a 3-hour difference to the East Coast. Always, right? Stock markets open up at 6:30 in Los Angeles. 6:30. And it's funny. It's funny because you'll hear the announcers on CNBC. They'll talk about how early it is. Oh my God, I had to wake up at 6 a.m. Are you freaking kidding me? We had to wake up at 3 a.m. to do the same shit you're doing, you stupid dumbasses in New York. Like, really? Really? Jason. That's how does the UK celebrate? Fish and chips in a pint? Well, that is so racist. Fish and chips in a pint. Yeah. I'll get the double order of the pollock of the white cod. Can I get extra tartar sauce with that and a dark stout, please? Thank you. Did I just celebrate New Year's? You good with that, Jason? You good with that? Look, we got to, you know what we got to do? I know what we got to do. We got to do the 10 best. Where is it? I had the 10 best. What are, oh, wait a second. I'm on the wrong screen. Oh, okay. I just figured something out. I'm going to close that off. Oh, okay. I get it. Okay. Oh, jeez. You know, when you've had too much wine, this stuff it becomes a lot harder than it should be. So I want to do the top 10 news events from 2025. Holy stream, how does top 10 astronomy memorable? There we go. Okay, I got it. Okay, don't bear with me. This is rocket science, guys. This literally is rocket science. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much. Jason, you're good. Okay, I suggest, if I may, Jason, I suggest fish and chips and a pint of beer. Fish and chips and a pint of beer. That's, and then take 2 aspirin and see me, and call me later in the week. Tell me how is it going. Now it's like 2025 will never come again. It's gone. Every year it's almost the only. It's sad. Stranger Things is on in an hour. 45 minutes. Stranger Things, the season finale of Stranger Things. So we get to see the final. How gay is Will? I guess we finally get to see how gay Will is. How, that's what it's come down to, right? That's content. That's what it's yeah. Anyway, so in 2025, several historical political shifts, scientific milestones, and cultural moments define the year. This actually is not the one that I wanted. What is going on? I am so share screen. How do people start? Robotic. I might have closed it off. Damn it. You know what? Okay, let me redo this. Top 10 events from I actually, when I searched it, instead of writing 2025, I wrote 20,256. So I skipped 20,000 years. But Gemini still got it. Okay, so I want that one. Memorable events. Okay, let's look. When the host becomes the entertainment, it's not good. It's not good. This is what's going on. Okay, so this is what I wanted. Thank you very much. Okay, top 10 global news events of 2025. Are you ready? They started with number 1. Why would you start with number 1? Number 1, Donald Trump's second presidential inauguration, which a lot of people are upset about. Some people are happy. A lot of people are upset. On January 20th, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States, becoming the first person in over 130 years to serve non-consecutive terms. I don't like this second one. I don't. Gaza ceasefire and peace plan. In October, a U.S. brokered ceasefire officially went into effect between Israel and Hamas, marking a potential end to 2 years of war and facilitating major hostage releases. Why I don't like it? Because it didn't frickin' last. So why would you even mention it? Didn't last. People are still being massacred. It's just my opinion. Number 3, election of Pope Leo XIV. Following the death of Pope Francis on April 21st, Chicago-born Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was elected as Pope Leo XIV on May 8th, the first ever American to lead the Catholic Church. Give it up for the Pope. Hey, the Pope. The guy talks to God. How are you not impressed by that? The man talks to God. As an agnostic, I am not impressed. That's okay. The 12-day war and strike on Iran. In June, direct military conflict between Israel and Iran escalated as Israel and the U.S. launched airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. A fragile ceasefire, it wasn't too fragile because it's still going on, was reached on June 24th. So these are the top 10 news events of 2025, my friends. Anyone that's just joining us. Global trade war and tariffs. Now I have some comments on this. Donald Trump implemented sweeping new trade tariffs, including a 10% blanket duty on all imports and a 104% levy on Chinese goods, leading to a significant rare earth mineral trade war with Beijing. Trump's trade war is wiping out small business at epidemic proportions. So what he does, look, there's a lot of things that I agree with Trump on. This one I do not agree with Trump on. When you put tariffs on, it affects small companies the most because they can only source from a single place. Most small companies will source from one factory in one place in China. You put those kind of tariffs on, and you wipe them out. And that's exactly what happened. Just like COVID wiped out hundreds of thousands of businesses. The tariffs, and even Trump went out and did deals saying, well, if you buy X billions from one of our defense contractors, we'll lower your tariffs. So basically, you fuck the little person, you fuck the little mom and pop company so that BAE gets another multi-billion-dollar contract, and you use the small company to fuck everyone. The only person that hurt with the fucking tariffs were the small companies. I know because I was in Los Angeles at the time and I saw people wiped out. Fucking wiped out because of Trump. And I would have voted for him if I voted. I would not have voted for Kamala Harris under any circumstance. But Trump fucking wiped out thousands of little small businesses because they're single source suppliers from China. And all of a sudden their $6 imported thing it was 140% tariff for a while. All of a sudden it costed $15 to import that they were retailing for $12.99. Do you not know a fucking thing about economics, Trump? Not one fucking thing? All across America, small businesses were wiped fucking out. And I remember when he started that whole thing, I was swearing, just like I'm swearing now. And I do apologize for my language. So you use small business as the cudgel, and then you reward the big multi-billion-dollar contractors. If you do a $30 billion contract with the big company, we'll put the tariffs down. Meanwhile, in that time, 5,000 small U.S. companies, businesses, home businesses went out of business. But good, BAE got a $30 billion contract. Good. I got better words than FUCK for that shit. And I saw it. I was in Los Angeles. I saw literally mom and pop businesses shut down because of the tariffs. I sold my business in large part because of the tariffs. Got out of Los Angeles, sold everything, got the fuck out. Because one thing that the American government does not give a shit about is the small business person. I don't care about the yicky-yacky small business department. None of them assholes give a fuck about small business in America. None of them. There's my rant, my friends. That's my rant. That's as angry as I get. Oh, felt good. Felt good. Number 6, you know what? I will always fight for the small person. We should all fall. That's why you stop spending at Amazon. Buy local, my friends. You got to buy local. You really do. Buy local. Ukrainian war deadlock. Now in its 4th year, the war in Ukraine saw high casualties, between President Trump that signed a dramatic shift in the U.S. military support. I don't know why that's on there. Russia is the evil empire. Always has been. Always has been. Russia is shit. Russia is shit. As someone who was born in Czechoslovakia, in Brno, Czechoslovakia, and during the Prague Spring in 1968, when the Russians invaded, killing thousands of Czech people because they wanted freedom. We were refugees in Vancouver in 1968. Until Russia has got a lot to prove, because for over 100 years they've been nothing but a wart on this planet. A wart. A shit country. Russia is a shit country. It's true. They will be in 2025 as they will be in 2026. Russia is a shit country. Number 7, Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. This was big in 2025. We're just reliving some of the 2025 stuff. I'm getting a little emotional on a couple of these things. Led by Elon Musk, the newly formed department fired over 260,000 federal workers. I would have fired a lot more, I think. I mean, bloated government. By March, as a part of a massive overhaul of the U.S. government bureaucracy. The larger the bureaucracy gets, the closer we get to communism, okay? The larger the bureaucracy, the closer we creep to communism. When the economy becomes 51% government, welcome to communism. First, what is this? First successful pig to human kidney. Oh, yeah. Pig to human kidney transplant in February. Doctors at Massachusetts General Hospital achieved a medical milestone by successfully transplanting a genetically edited pig kidney into a human patient. That was huge. Whenever we're saving people, like I got some things to say about AI blindness. If I'll insert it right now. Imagine this. We wonder about AI, right? Quantum computing. Imagine this. Think about this. Neuralink, which is actually one of Elon Musk's companies, but there's more companies developing this. When inorganic computer chips communicate with the brain, right? Organics. When they communicate seamlessly, imagine if they're communicating on par. So the signals transmitted from inorganic computer chips, or AI, is transferred to organics, the brain, seamlessly, You will solve blindness. You will solve deafness. You will solve all those things because all of a sudden you implant the chip into the brain and you can have any computer camera, anything. As a matter of fact, it will be a superior vision because theoretically you can transport your vision to any camera in the world. Theoretically. Whatever's online publicly on the internet. This is part of AI. Think about that. You're blind. Chips get implanted that translate. So the camera, so imagine the camera that you're watching right now. You're watching me on camera. Exactly what you're seeing now is translated into the brain, converted, and this is what a blind person will see. A blind person can all of a sudden have a ability to see things like a computer, multiple screens. What's going to happen is everyone's going to want that implant because all of a sudden we're not seeing one screen on our computer. We are seeing in our brains an entire computer screen. We are literally, remember Shitter? You remember South Park? You guys remember Shitter on South Park? With Cartman got the implant. Imagine when organic cellular activity merges seamlessly with inorganic computer chips. Blind people will be watching everything that we're watching because that will just be translated into the brain. Blindness is solved, is cured. Deafness is cured. Quadriplegic, paraplegic, all that stuff. I mean, this could... people will be wanting the chip implant because all of a sudden their eyesight gets like robotic, computerized eyesight. You think we're closer than you think. We are becoming Borg. We will become Borg. I did a video about a year ago on the idea of will AI turn us into Borg. People ridiculed me. Like it's like, you know what? I think it's more probable that we will be, our brains will be part AI, like we'll have chips in our brains. And if you don't have a chip in your brain, you'll just be stupid. You'll be operating at 1/10 the efficiency. You will be. Because the people that have chips in their brain, and maybe some people have various level of chips. We're not talking about phone chips. We're not talking about stupid technology like this. This is stupid technology 5 years from now. The next computer chips that we're talking about are the ones in your brain. Hey, I just upgraded my chip to the 5.0. Everyone knows you're not talking about the cell phone anymore. You're talking about your brain. That the chip implant upgrade was here. You are literally going on the internet. You are seeing things. I don't know whether the brain has the capacity to be able to watch 4, 5, 6 different video screens in your brain. I don't know. That's what's going to happen. That's what's coming. You think it's not? Fuck yeah, it is. And the people that don't have brain chips are going to be like the Hunger Game ones, like the dumb people living outside the walls. But you will be asking, one day you will be asking, hey, what chip upgrade did you get? I just got the latest one. It was expensive. And they're talking about the brain chip in your brain. No one's got like, holding a cell phone will be hilarious. People will be like, you'll walk by in a mall, someone's going to be like this, talking on a cell phone and be like, you look at the face, it'd be like having vacuum tubes in your television. It's like vacuum tubes in your television. It's going to be no. What's coming is going to fuck a lot of people up. It will become normal, though. It will become normal. And you might say, no, I'm not going to, but you will be an inferior human because you don't have the chip implant in your brain. You will solve problems at 1/10 the speed. You will see a fraction of what other people see given the fact that they have the chip implant. On and on and on. Number 9. Record-breaking California. This is 2025. We're in the future, and now we're still in 2025. These are the 2025 news stories that were important in 2025. Number 9. Record-breaking California wildfires in January. I was in Los Angeles when this happened. This was crazy, guys. The January wildfires in Los Angeles. In January, Los Angeles faced its most destructive wildfires in history, destroying more than 16,000 structures and causing an estimated $150 billion in economic losses. Which city in this frickin' world is so stupid that the entire Palisades can burn down? You think about that. Is there any city stupider in the world than Los Angeles that can allow an entire fucking city to burn down? Put this in perspective, people. I was in Los Angeles. I lived in Los Angeles when this happened. They let an entire city. How does an entire city fucking burn down? Holy. If America doesn't wake the frick up, wake up from their stupid slumber. like we're in Los Angeles going, what did we just miss? How did the Palisades burn down? This is like, well, because they went the fire. There was so much fire. There wasn't enough water. So much fire, not enough water. So much fire. America, wake up. If America doesn't wake up, you're fucked, okay? If America doesn't wake up, you're fucked. Charlie Kirk, are you buying that Charlie Kirk bullshit? All you have to do is go online and watch the video when they carry him to the car. He got hit there. All this blood comes out and his runners are pure white. There's not a speck of blood on his runners. They're pure white. There's no blood anywhere. There's no blood anywhere. Nowhere is there blood. Manufactured reality. Think about that. That was all fucking AI. That's all I'll say about that. Because I'm tipsy, okay? I'm tipsy. Global AI race intensifies. The release of OpenAI's ChatGPT and the emergence of China's DeepSeek. Yeah. AI model rattled global markets, prompting a $500 billion US investment project called Stargate. Look, they're investing hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's a circular thing, right? They're all just investing amongst themselves. So that economic benefit really doesn't get to the rest of America, North America, or Europe, Australia, New Zealand. So the rest of the economy has been in recession for the last 4 years. While the AI economy flourishes. But the rest of the economy, make no mistake, everything outside of AI has been in recession since Biden got into office. Biden was the worst thing to happen to the U.S. economy after COVID, which was bullshit. Oh God, I'm being brutally honest. At least to my opinions in this broadcast. Jason, I successfully bred a bulldog with a Shih Tzu. I assume that you meant. Oh, let me fix this here. I assume that you meant Shih Tzu. Did you want a little giggle? Did you mean Shih Tzu? You want a little giggle? I'm calling the breed bullshit. Yeah. Oh, Jason. Have you seen Bicentennial Man? Speaking of, no, I haven't. I have not seen Bicentennial. Maybe I have. Wait a sec. Maybe I have. Like a lot of these movies come and go in your mind, right? I think maybe Jason, I have. Or genetic breeding like the movie Gattaca. Yeah, Gattaca. Yeah. Look, yeah. Look, there's a lot of interesting things coming our way. Very, very interesting. 2026 is going to be an AI explosion. We are going to see so much change in 2026. And look, I use a lot of AI. I'm a tech guy. I might not look, maybe I do look like it. I don't know. I wear glasses. If you wear glasses, you must be techie, right? Right? I do write CSS, HTML. I've been in the tech business, e-commerce. I've had e-commerce businesses. Networking, I'm very big into networking, and I worked on Wall Street as a economic analyst and also a analyst in the retail and tech sectors. So I know my shit. I'm a screenwriter. So to me, the AI future is very important. Understanding it, knowing where it's going. I am using some new things that just came out for video development. For my long form videos, I just actually canceled some of my Adobe Photoshop stuff because this stuff, propelled by VO3, by the way, propelled by Google Gemini, which is VO3, right? Their video stuff. It is mind blowing. What used to cost me 20, 30 bucks to get a video of something, I can now do 3 times better. Creating my own images for about a buck. Talk about deflation. Deflation is not bad for an economy. As a person who has grown up in economics, deflation is not bad for an economy, regardless of what the Federal Reserve tries to frickin' tell us. The Federal Reserve is the worst piece of bureaucratic bullshit. The Federal Reserve is the biggest piece of bureaucratic bullshit that is fucking American futures. Wake up. Guys, America's got to wake up. So many things that are so obvious right in front of the nose, like they're right there. And if people don't start asking the right questions, maybe we're too far gone. You know what? Maybe it's over. AI is propelled. The government is going to take AI. It will own it, control it, implement it, use it, and control the population with it. I don't think there's any way to stop that because everyone's going to want that computer brain chip, right? The brain chip that makes us 10 times more effective. Because if you don't got it, you're not getting a job. Because the people with those brain chips, right? Those brain chips that seamlessly work. Imagine an AI chip working with your brain, organic. They're communicating electrical signals seamlessly. So you can put an organic or a AI chip into your brain, communicate with your brain with Wi-Fi to a computer. You're not going to get that implant. If you don't, you are in the Hunger Games, you're on that side of the fence. You're on the other side of the fence. You're dumb. You're basically an inferior human being. There are so many things that are coming that I see that I think might sound dystopian, but look, these are real. This is real shit. This is real. Bison. We've got Mjolnir's for Wrath. Apparently, you never read the Directive 51 and the reference to VeraChip. I have not read it, but I'm aware of it. Back then, it was the size of a grain of rice that could interact with your brain. Dr. Jose Delgado stopping the bull in mid charge with electrodes to the brain in the 1960s. So I'm not sure what you're saying. So I do understand it. Help me out, Mjolnir. I don't think you're a hammer. Are you a hammer? Are you bashing me here? What are you doing? You better stop fucking me. No, I understand what you're saying. So I am fully well versed with all this stuff. Today it is a nanomolecular chip. Well, okay, but dude, I'm not defining the kind of chip, right? It's probably going to be a quantum computing type of a chip. Nanomolecular, yeah, of course it's going to be. I didn't say anything, dude. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything about the chip. All I'm saying is, inorganic signals merge seamlessly with organic signals. I said nothing about the chip. The chip will probably be a quantum computing chip. Of course, it's going to be nano, however you define nanomolecular. Of course, it's going to be that. Everything gets smaller. Everything is nano. This is why the whole idea of a Dyson sphere or the Kardashev scale is absolute freaking bullshit. And you probably, yeah, no, dude, I agree with you, Mjolnir. I totally agree with you. Mjolnir's Wrath. I like saying that. I like saying your name. I totally agree with you. Everything's going nano, my friend. So I've done videos on this whole Dyson sphere bullshit. You'll probably agree with me, like this dystopian, or this not dystopian, but this idea, this 1964 Soviet Union Kardashev scale. No one's gonna fucking block out their sun. You block out 10% of our sun, you got global cooling on a scale that will wipe out the Earth. I'm saying the scale when they're telling you is that it's a visible chip in your head. They're lying to you. What? Why didn't I just said it's a chip. I didn't say the size of it. I mean, we're on the same size of the fence, so I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So everything is going nano. Everything in technology is going nano. Even energy, the creation of energy is going to the molecular scale. We're not going to the sun to try and grab a whole bunch of, energy that's being pushed out from fusion. We are going to create our own energy by breaking up atoms. No, Dyson sphere is an object that is built. Well, I know what it is. Dude, I know what it is. There's not enough matter in the Dyson sphere is as much bullshit as the Kardashev scale is, as all this other stuff. Everything is nano. We're not building massive structures, right? We're not building massive structures. We're going smaller. Everything goes smaller, right? We're not going to build a stupid Dyson. It's impossible. There's not enough matter in our solar system to create it, right? Everything is nano, everything. So when we create little chips in our brains, yeah, they're tiny little, just like the chips that we use today. If you look at the AI chips, they're tiny. They fit at the end of your finger, and they're going to get smaller. They're only going to get smaller. We will harvest energy from atoms. From atoms. There's no need to harvest energy from our sun. We will destroy the earth doing it. I mean, we're saying the same thing. I'm not sure. Mjolnir, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you're. Yeah, I'm a bit behind on the feet here. Hold on. Okay, we're saying the same thing, dude. Like we're pounding the same hammer. Everything is nano. Everything. The whole idea of a Dyson sphere is ridiculous. The whole idea of the Kardashev scale is ridiculous. This Kardashev scale was a 1964 Soviet Union creation by Nikolai Kardashev, which is fucking as stupid as. Look, no one's harvesting an entire galaxy for its energy. We would see the energy signature across. Drop this garbage. I'm with you, Mjolnir. We are going nano, little tiny. So when we talk about 3i Atlas, and Mjolnir, you might agree with me on this. I'm sure you will. They're not going to send a 20-mile mothership to come and explore our solar system. That's not an advanced society. That's a stupid society. What they will send is 1,000 little tiny nanobots that cost a fraction of the energy to send at high speeds. Yeah, well, you know what? They might lose half of them on the way to our solar system. But 1,000 nanobots will get here. They'll have little antennae with little video on their little, just like the gray goo. You guys heard of the gray goo apocalypse? The gray goo? Mjolnir? You've heard of gray goo, right? Everything is nano. So the chips we use are nano. The chips we implant in our brains are nano. Everything is literally The wires that are used in computing are 1 atom wide, right? 1 atom wide, conducting electrical signals across a wire that is 1 atom across. On the Planck scale, that is huge, right? On the Planck scale, it's huge. But the chips that we're putting into our brain are tiny. That's coming. It's coming. 2026? No. 2028? 2030? In the next 10 years? Yeah. It's not this little RFID thing you implant here. Oh my God, that is so 2020. Come on. That is so 2020. It's coming though. All this stuff. Look, this is the new year, right? This is the new year. And what happens from here on in, look, either you enjoy the ride or you rebel against the ride. I don't know which one it is. Government never has our best interests at heart. Government has its own best interests at heart. That's the problem. That's the root of all of our problem, is a political system that is broken. Broken. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave it there because I do want to watch the do we lose Mjolnir? Are you there, Mjolnir? Oh, there we go. You're still there. Put your cells communicate however wirelessly with your brain. Yeah. Like the only point is once we get the seamless communication between inorganic computer chips, yes, they're tiny, communicating seamlessly with the electronic impulses from our brain. Once they communicate seamlessly, like it's 1 for 1, you will have experiments on chip implants very quickly. And then probably within a year, 2 years, we're maybe talking by 2030, Mjolnir. I don't know if you agree with me. By 2030, you'll have little chip implants that will solve and fix blindness. It will solve and fix deafness. So people that are blind with these chip implants, they will literally see what you are seeing now. You are seeing me, and it might be not just on one camera, it could be on multiple cameras. Blindness, it will be an 8K. It will be better than regular vision. You want the computer upgrade to enhanced vision? What your eyes will cease to function. Your eyes will become a redundant source. Because the little tiny chips that implant that will communicate. Now, if the internet goes down, you go blind. You got to have some backup. But this is going to happen, guys. This is a no-brainer, right? This is all about computer chips communicating seamlessly with our brains. Organic and inorganic, seamless electronic interface. Blindness is over. As a matter of fact, you will want the upgraded version because regular organic eyesight is far inferior. Way inferior. We will be $6 million men and women, all of us. Steve Austin. We will all be Steve Austin. Guys, the stuff that's coming is going to fucking blow people's minds. Mjolnir. I like thanking people in the chat, man. Mjolnir, I do. I like thanking people in the chat. Every DNA is a colloidal antenna and the trillions of the cells in your body. Yeah. RAM chips are going to go through the roof because if these AI companies, so they put mostly garbage AI videos on YouTube. Oh, dude, don't get me started with YouTube garbage. Just look at 3i Atlas videos. The bullshit, the clickbait. I know the political clickbait, all the stuff. I know YouTube is is turning into muck, right? Oh, that's Jason. Jason. Yes. Jason, YouTube is turning into muck, slop, gray goo. I did a video on gray goo. If you go to Dimension Zero, the homepage, and take a look at gray goo. What's gray goo? Gray goo is an apocalyptic nanobot dystopian event. Gray goo. It sounds funny, but it's not. It's literally because all these nanobots will self-replicate and they're so small, it just turns into like a gray goo, right? Just like our red blood cells turn into plasma, what looks like a liquid, but it's actually made up of, little one cell, tiny cell organisms. Gray goo. Gray goo. Government ordained discipline. They already do. Oh, they're going to try. Oh, of course they do, my friend. But you and I both know they're going to go for more. A lot more. A lot more. And look, the Democrats have always been more into government control, right? The Democrat, but make no mistake, the Republicans, I am economically right-leaning. I believe in the free markets. But to a lot of the other stuff, I am in the center. I am becoming closer to Bill Maher than I ever thought I would. Yep. Mjolnir, I think I think we're on this. We're riding the same. We're paddling the same canoe in the same direction. SM102 Cayman Chemicals item number. I don't know what that means. I'm not a chemist. But look, in this channel, as much as I do sci-fi, I also do science fact. Whether it's the universe, real dystopian events such as AI. I don't know about dystopia. That's a misplaced word. The world is going to change. Look, I see it I can do this entire broadcast. I can create videos. I can do this and that. Now, I'm an English major, so I'm good at writing scripts. I'm also very techie, so I'm very good at the tech side of the business. But to do this entire spread, to do it yourself, and to do videos, I edit videos in Premiere Pro. I do the audio. I master it. I used to be a musician, so I'm good at mastering audio, mixing it. The skill set is crazy. And how this world is changing from 2025 to 2030, guys, fuck. It's going to be an amazing, crazy. It's going to make the internet look like nothing. I don't know if anyone's old enough to remember the internet, how things changed during the internet. I remember. I was born in 1967. So, and I work out every day. I try and stay nice and healthy. I try to keep my girly figure. I'd like to live to 100. I like to think that, I got another 40, 50 years left. And the only way you do that is through exercise. Guys, exercise. And I don't mean going for a walk. I mean getting out there and challenging your body. You got to do that. Try and eat right, but you got to challenge your body. Challenge the muscles. I was a kickboxer for 8 years. Get out there and challenge your body. If you're gonna do an exercise program in 2026, stick with it. Join a gym for $20 a month. It's the best investment. You know what it is? It's an investment in yourself. And have an appointment with yourself 4 times a week. Make an appointment with yourself 4 times a week. It's an appointment you never break. So someone says, hey, what are you doing tomorrow at 4? Oh, I got an appointment. I can't. Oh, when did you can't? No, I can't. I got an appointment. I can't. I can do it at 5:30. It's an appointment with yourself. That's the way I've always done things. An appointment with yourself. Right, Mjolnir? Jason, did Jason come and go? Guys, it is New Year's. It is New Year's. On the East Coast, wow, it's almost 8 o'clock. On the East Coast, we're 1 hour away from the ball dropping. On the West Coast, we are, what is it? 5? No, 8, 7, 5. Wait, 8. Okay, why am I confused? Oh, because I've had too much wine. That's why. Jeez. We are 2 hours away from the East Coast. 2 hours away. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And it's 7 o'clock on the West Coast. So depending on where you are, Mountain Time, we're 4 hours away. Central, 3 hours away. I'm out of wine, guys. I'm out of wine. I don't. Would you be offended if I went to get more wine? It's just right over there. It's like 10 feet away. Hold on. I'm gonna go get more wine. Hold on. And entertain yourselves. Just entertain yourselves. What can I do here? There you go. There you go. Something to read. I'm getting some wine. It's New Year's, so I must have some wine in my cup. All right. Thank you for your patience. I thank you for your patience. Okay, sitting down. Going back to our regulars. I thought I was going to sign off, but now that I got more wine, I might not. Look, here's the thing, right? I don't know if you guys... the best example I ever had is when... so I grew up... One of my favorite show growing up was Cosmos, right? We got some more comments. We got to get to those. But Carl Sagan, the GOAT. And every time I say Carl Sagan, the GOAT, I got to do this. The big applause. Carl Sagan was, he was the biggest inspiration for me in science, astronomy, cosmos, I would love to know what he would say about today. Yeah. And, but what it taught us, so back then, Cosmos was on every Sunday night. September, I think it was 23rd to December 21st, every Sunday night. If you missed it, you were foobarred. They don't replay it. They might replay it like 6 months later on a repeat of the telecast. Sometimes if it played on Sunday, they'd have a repeat on a Wednesday. Any of you guys are old enough to remember? You know what I'm talking about? Happy New Year. Let me drink some red wine, please. So good. On New Year's, so good. Red wine, so good. Vacuum tubes. That was my next point. So back then, oh my God. The TV would stop working. And so I'm a little punk, right? A little kid. Hey, daddy, the TV's it's not working. He goes, oh, I think there's, my dad was from the old school, right? Back, half German, half Czech. Oh, I think there is a problem with the, so we go back there, we had to change the vacuum tube in the back of the TV. Now, most of you guys don't remember that. It's true. But so with Stranger Things on, it could be a half hour into it. You can, on demand, right? Anything. There's no urgency on watching anything. It is an absolute different world, even from 10 or 15 years ago. Try on the concept of the people's new wardrobe. The people's new wardrobe. What am I missing? The people's new wardrobe. King of Hearth, 2149. Excellent as an English major. You should be able to confirm that the word Isles is equal to the word islands. So what the fuck are you, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Isles? You're literally thinking I don't know the equivalency of isles and island? Did you even make another comment before this? Excellent. As an English major, you should be able to confirm the word isles is equal to the word island. Who the fuck doesn't know that? That's like saying, hey, dude, you know 1 + 1 = fucking 2? I hope I keep reading there's a better point. This isn't just some stupid religious bullshit. Oh, fuck Moses. So when Moses says Isles of the Gentiles, it means Gentile islands. No fucking shit. You know what? You just literally proved how stupid you are. You literally just proved how stupid you are. To think that the average person doesn't know that isles means island. Are you a grade fucking 6 student? That's like saying, hey, Daddy, you know 6 × 9 is 54? Holy jeez. Like, I'm not against religion, but if religion makes you this stupid, maybe drop your religion and take up a little science, you dumb fucking idiot. Isle means island. Holy shit. Holy shit. Was I just fucking... What the fuck did I just read, you stupid ass? King of Hearts. Pick up a science book. Pick up a math book. Fuck me. On New Year's, you're coming to put this shit down on my fucking table. Excellent as an English major. Yes, I did 4 years of English in university, and I don't know the difference between isle and island. No, I don't actually. Regan, I actually don't know because I've had wine. I've had wine. I usually don't cuss, but I am in a mood, my friend. Can you, like, guys, can you look, read along with me. So this is back in my university days, right? You'd go read. So I remember times you'd have to read like 18 different stories for your final English exam for one English course. Regan, how much wine? Too much, my friend. Perhaps too much. So King of Hearts, after 4 years of English and a screenwriter for years and years and years of my life, King of Hearts suggests that I don't know the difference between isle and island. This is not a reflection of my intelligence. This is a reflection of this person's intelligence. Put down the Bible and pick up a math book. Pick up a textbook. Because if you think that the difference between isle and island is somehow a mastery of the English language, you have the conceptual understanding of a grade 6 student. You are as dumb as nails. If you're using the Bible as some sort of reference to intellectual pursuits, you're stupid. You're stupid. Maybe not you might be smart upstairs, but your thinking is stupid. And I saw the Moses, we came out with 15. I have 15. 10 commandments. You know what? Thou shalt not kill is not in the 10 commandments. I wonder why. Why is that? Because the Old Testament is like a Conan novel. The Old Testament's like a fucking Conan novel. You want blood, guts, gore, and butchery? I read the Old Testament. I have, even as an agnostic. I have. But thanks for your comment, King of Hearts. Hey, King of Hearts, what's 9 × 7? I'm done. I'm done. Oh, Mjolnir. I remember Internet and DOS. You remember, what were some of the Ask Jeeves? Remember Ask Jeeves and, what were some of the late 90s tech companies that are totally gone now? Totally gone now. Yeah, Regan Davis. Dang, you like cussing. I don't. Actually, I'm not a cusser. I don't. I'm sorry, but that comment just required. Look, we are not born to the same intellect. Not all of us have the same IQ. That does not mean we disrespect people that have a less propensity to be able to articulate their thoughts. But you come out and you kind of like literally put that bullshit out onto the table. You think I'm not going to come? Like, I was a kickboxer for 8 years. I see a weak spot, I start punching and kicking, man. I've taken the hits and I put the dish out the hits. It's not fun getting hit in the head. It really isn't. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not religious. I'm not. I'm an agnostic, but I respect religion. I do. If you take blind faith, as your belief system, if you do, fine. Fuck, mine is science. The Hale-Bopp people also took blind faith as their blind faith people. Jonestown, their belief system was based on blind faith on one person. This is how this shit happens. Blind faith in a single person. Blind faith in the Pope. Blind faith in an institution that is absolutely void of science. Science is the only fucking superpower. And I use the F-bomb because it's New Year's. How much wine? Oh, shit. I think I've had, so this is a pretty big cup. I've had 2 cups of the grit, two and change. Look, coming and saying dumb religious stuff, normally I would just swath it off. I'm a science guy, okay? But you come and you prove how dumb you are based on what you write in a comment. I'm going to come at you, man. I am. The only thing, look, I always say, what can religion give us going forward from here? Today, going forward, what can science give us? We will get Mjolnir, we'll get chips in the brain. We'll get AI. We got the most powerful computers in our back pocket. We've got lights, cameras, action. We got cars, this and that. This is all science, okay? This is all freaking science. The wheel was science. 2-story buildings were science. Rocket ships going up into outer space has nothing to do with religion. There was no preacher involved in the development of a SpaceX rocket. None. It might surprise you, but they don't have a religious department at SpaceX. The only thing that religion will give us, and it is historically important, architecturally or archaeologically important. Religion will give us more scrolls from more caves, just like the Dead Sea Scrolls. More scrolls written 2,000 years ago by people that didn't even know what 6 times 4 was. An average grade 2 student had a better education than the people that were writing these scrolls 2,000 years ago. This is a matter of fact. These are people that thought weather, lightning, thunder was God getting angry. They thought that the big waves in the ocean or seas, big difference, right? Big difference between an ocean and a sea, was God. No, it was the fucking moon and a little bit of weather, right? Whatever the level of intelligence is of our time frame, it takes us to there, and we use the gap of God, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson did a great little short articulation of what the gap of God is. The gap of God fills in where our understanding stops, and then even Newton, one of the perhaps the greatest scientist of all time, Sir Isaac Newton. He even didn't understand because the planets going around, he calculated that they should go and basically go out of orbit. And he thought at that point in time, it's the gap of God. This is where God must step in. Even Sir Isaac Newton. True story. So science will give us everything that we need going forward. Everything. Everything you're looking to buy next year, science is what gives it to you. Religion? I drive by 2 churches every freaking day going to the gym at 3 a.m. or during the daytime. These things are massive, 50,000 square feet buildings, fucking empty, every single day. Every single day, the parking lot is fully empty. 50,000, 2 churches side by side, 50,000 square feet structures. While there's people on the street with nothing to eat, freezing outside, but yet all these churches sit freaking empty 95% of the time. You want to give your money to something that makes sense, that helps people? You don't give it to the church. You don't give it to the church. Because it only pays salaries. Sorry, I got to be so direct on this, but it seems like my calling. I think God sent me here to say this. Okay, we got some people talking. Scarlett's in the house. I don't doubt he existed, but the miracles could be explained, could be stretched, could be misinterpreted, could be a metaphor. Like, yeah, it's a metaphor. Look, even the question of whether Jesus existed is in question. I've done a couple of videos on that. The historical Jesus, there's no evidence. The greatest writers of their time, right? So if you got to think, are there any articles of Tom Cruise? Are there any articles of Neil deGrasse Tyson in today's literature? Of course, they've done prominent things. Freeman Dyson, Roger Penrose, Brian Cox. Yes, there's endless articles because now if you go to Jesus Christ, there's no articles. No one wrote anything about him. Nobody. Why? Says a lot. I'm not trying to look. If you're religious, keep your religion. I don't care. I fully endorse someone's religion. If they want to be religious, keep it, own it. I'm not trying to change your opinion. I don't care. But Scarlett, yep. I'm a strong believer that God was an alien. Well, you can argue that God is a 10th dimensional being beyond our comprehension to understand. It would not be a personal God. And if that's your belief, Scarlett, I'm certainly not here to dissuade you from that. Absolutely not. If that's your belief as an alien, but an alien, how you define alien, there's 2 trillion galaxies, 2 trillion galaxies, 400 billion stars in each galaxy. Do the math, right? But your belief and what your belief system is, Scarlett, I'm not here to, we're only here to have open discussion. Unless you think or suggesting that I don't know the difference between isle and island. Fuck me. How stupid are you? Oh man. Jason, the ancient Greeks. Oh, dude, I've said the ancient Greeks are my heroes. Alexander the Great, like my last name might be Alex, but it has almost nothing to do with that fact. Alexander the Great, the Hellenistic period, the Hellenistic empires after his death. Alexander the Great has more to do with our Western Empire than most people think or understand. We just think of Alexander the Great as a great military leader. No. He is the greatest cultural leader this world has ever seen. The Roman Empire is basically the Greek Empire, the Hellenistic period, working as a central government, which the Greeks could never do, right? The Greeks could never do central government. So when Alexander the Great came into power, he had to, Theseus, what was the city that he basically wiped out and put its nobles into slavery? Because it didn't agree with what Alexander the Great said. So these were tough times. Alexander the Great was freaking kick ass. Watch Oliver Stone's Alexander the Great. It is got a bum rap. I think it's better. I think it's a better movie than most people give. Watch Alexander or Oliver Stone's Alexander with Colin Farrell. the Olmecs, Aztecs, Mayan, probably a new Earth was probably round, but they also believed in blood sacrifice to appease the gods. So who knows? Oh yeah, they were very absolutely like you're talking about. Look, the Aztecs were freaking brutal. They massacred people. The Incas massacred people by the thousands. The Mayans slaughtered people. Slaughtered. The Spanish get a free ride because they came in. I mean, they came in through Mexico. They came in through Chile, right? They wiped out the Incas. They wiped out the Aztecs. They wiped out the Maya. Wiped out. Like 160 conquistadors wiped out the Inca Empire. 160 conquistadors wiped out the Inca Empire. I did a video on that. And also some university newspapers. Think about that. That is nuts. That is nuts. That's the question. If a God does exist, why create a universe so big the humans can't really comprehend to put life on a mote of dust in the cosmos? Right, exactly. And the point is, we live in an unremarkable planet, in an unremarkable solar system, in an unremarkable part of our galaxy, in an unremarkable galaxy, in a universe of 2 trillion galaxies. If you multiply 2 trillion by 400 billion, and you multiply that by 7, you'll get the amount of planets there are in this universe, in the known universe. If you're only concerned with one planet, why would you create the rest of this? It's like you create a grain of sand, you create one grain of sand, and it's only this one grain of sand you worry about. Meanwhile, the rest of the entire world, Earth, exists. But you only worry about this one grain of sand. Well, why'd you create the rest of the world? It makes no sense. It's the theory of insignificance. Why would something that is insignificant bear significance upon the... Yeah, Jason, I mean, that's hammer hitting the nail. We need to be smarter in understanding as a society, as humanity on a global stage, that look, religion is... A lot of people need religion, so keep your religion. I am not out to change anyone's belief in their religion. Absolutely not. If blind faith is your belief system, I'm not gonna try and change your belief system. I'm not. But those people that use the scientific method, scientific thinking, as Carl Sagan put it, the scientific process of trying to analyze the world around us, your world around you, trying to differentiate between isle and island. Oh, fuck me. I'm sorry. That's the comment. This is absolutely, of course, I'm an English major. You should be able to confirm that the word isles is equal to the word island. Really? I mean this is something that, okay, are you a grade 6 or sorry, a 6-year-old? I mean, okay, this is part of the problem with the world. What are you in charge of in this world? Hopefully not much, because with that kind of a comment, I hope you're not like look, you really shouldn't be in charge of much. You have every right to live and exist and be happy like everyone else, but you shouldn't be. Hopefully you don't work at a nuclear reactor, right? That's all I'm saying. I hope you don't work at a nuclear. Dear God, please make them not responsible for any nuclear radio, please. I don't even look good praying, do I? What do I do? Like this? Please. I'm better at making wishes. I'm much better at making wishes. Much better. I'm a wish guy. I make wishes. Shit. Happy New Year, my friends. Everybody. I just want everyone. Look, everyone, it doesn't matter what your belief system is. It doesn't matter. Respect everybody, right? And I'll promise not to swear so much. That was pretty good. Cheers. I do like science. I do. I'm a science guy. Science is my friend. If I this might be interesting. Some people might find this interesting. Where is it? Oh, interesting. That's really interesting. Not. There's a 10 favorite. Stop sharing. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there it is. So if we take a look, let me punch this up here. There we go. Oh, I gotta change that. I'm sorry. I thought I had this. I thought I was organized. I'm not. Or not as much as I thought I would. It's the wine. I will blame the wine. So this is the top 10 images that are taken astronomy over 2025. Number 10, a blood moon event over Egypt. And this is a time sequence picture of this is number 10. Number 9, Comet C2025. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Comet C2025 because 3i Atlas stuff took so much of the oxygen in the room, if I may say. But this is a image of Comet C2025, R2 Swan, crosses the Eagle Nebula. I mean, it's a brilliant picture. It's an absolutely brilliant picture. Number 9. That is number 9. Number 8. And L Red. I think I got too much zoom going on. Oh, no. I got to keep it that way. I got to keep it out. Can I extend it out? Make it easier? Nah. Oh, geez. Come on. So there we go. Number 8. Red halo flashes to life over the Italian Alps. Very nice. Very nice. I thought number 7, Perseid meteors race the milk race. So basically, this is a picture shot with a whole bunch of meteors coming down through our atmosphere. And if a meteor, just so you know, if an asteroid or a comet enter our atmosphere, it becomes a meteor. If that meteor hits the ground, it becomes a meteorite. So meteors are not meteorites if they burn up before they hit the ground. A meteorite is only a meteorite if it actually hits the ground. It's a bit of a distinction, but number 6, a cosmic baboon rages light years from Earth. This is a picture of the baboon nebula. Is it? You can kind of see do you see the baboon face in there? You see the baboon face? Like there is a baboon face in there. Do you see it? There's the mouth. Eye, nose, that's the nose. Eye, so you got your 2 eyes, nose, and your mouth. You see it, the baboon? It's what it is. Number 5, Northern Lights from 36,000 feet. This was taken by an airline pilot. An airline pilot. Freaking amazing. Can you imagine flying an airplane? And you're flying this airplane and you see this, right? And you see this. As you're flying an airplane, like was it 767, whatever plane they're flying. I would like to be a pilot. I would. I think I would enjoy being. A good friend of mine is a pilot, and boy, they make good money. When you fly the big planes on international flights, ooh, you make the good money. Number 4, Comet Lemon twist in the solar wind. Another comet, Comet Lemon. Number 3, oh, it's a big picture. The moon and the sun meet over Stonehenge. Oh, it's a solar eclipse. Solar eclipse over Stonehenge. This is a time-dilated image Stonehenge. I would love to go back in time to see what actually happened at Stonehenge, eh? Be a bunch of orgies or something. What are you guys doing there? Just speculating. Number 2, a nebula shark is spied hunting through the depths of space. Okay, where's the shark? Where's the shark? Nebula shark. Damn it. I don't see it. I see something that resembles it. We're going to go to number 1. Number 1, my friends, plasma twists above the solar surface. That is freaking amazing. That almost looks fake. A solar prominence extends out from the sun. Image credit Mark Johnson. That is, there you go. That is one of the little bits I had done and ready for everyone. We got more. What am I gonna find in the comments? You know, that's like always the where Jason. Oh, we gotta go back. Oh shit. Do we do this one? What are we doing here? Oh, we did that one. You like Neil deGrasse Tyson? Didn't he have us? Oh yeah. So Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh shoot, let me fix this. Neil deGrasse Tyson did have a show. He did So Neil deGrasse Tyson was actually a protege of Carl Sagan. He worked with Carl Sagan as a young kid. Carl Sagan took him in. And Seth MacFarlane. I do not like Seth Rogen. I don't. Just personal. Seth MacFarlane. He was the producer with Neil deGrasse Tyson on the second Cosmos. It wasn't bad. I watched it. It wasn't bad. Look, there's a lot to learn. You can watch that Neil deGrasse Tyson Cosmos show and learn a lot. I do like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I do. Yeah, I do. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of the few people who is out there actually trying to present science in a way that the vernacular can understand. It's like the difference between stalactites and stalagmites. Yeah? Well, yeah. Well, one's up, one's down. You know? Yeah. Well, between the two Cosmos? Yeah. Carl Sagan Cosmos is the GOAT. Yeah. Carl Sagan Cosmos is the GOAT, right? That's the punch. That's the knockout punch. Like, if you're gonna watch Cosmos, you gotta watch Carl Sagan Cosmos. The way Carl Sagan says things, the way he articulates it, is beautiful. And I think there's a 4K version out there that you can watch. But look, Neil deGrasse Tyson Cosmos is, if you like science and learning, you will have a good time. You will have a very good time. Mjolnir! The sun is an electroacoustic driver. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. It does have an electromagnetic field. Generates trillions of decibels. I mean, it does create sound, or so to your point, in 2025, it remains established that while the sun is incredibly loud, its sound cannot travel through the vacuum of space. Well, obviously, we know that, right? To reach Earth. However, scientists have calculated its intensity based on the massive convection of nuclear activity at its surface. And they do have recordings of the sound, right, Mjolnir? They do have the recordings of the sun sound, so to speak, right? The sun's decibel output at source, scientists estimate the sun creates approximately 290 to 300 decibels at its surface. This is unimaginably loud. For context, 194 decibels is the theoretical limit for a sound wave in Earth's atmosphere before it turns into a shock wave. Hypothetically, on Earth, if space were filled with air and sound could travel to us, the sun's roar would reach Earth at roughly 100 to 125 decibels. This is cool shit. I'm glad you brought this up, y'all, here, because this is really interesting. Sound comparisons. To understand these volumes, consider the following comparisons. 100 decibels, comparable to a loud rock concert, a jackhammer, or a chainsaw. 125 decibels, similar to a jet engine taking off nearby or a train horn at close range. 290 plus decibels, far beyond the threshold of human lethality. Sounds above 185 decibels can cause internal organ damage and death. At 290 decibels, you are dead. The sun's noise is generated by the boiling of its surface, convection, and violent nuclear fusion. Every square meter of the sun's surface, which is 10,000 times larger than Earth's, emits sound energy equivalent to several police sirens screaming at once, I'm sure at close range. While we cannot hear the sun directly, obviously because there's no particles in the vacuum of space, so sound is not conducted through that vacuum, NASA uses helioseismology to observe surface vibrations and convert them into audible frequencies. You can listen to these sonified recordings through NASA's Solar System Exploration or the Stanford Experimental Physics Lab. I should have put that on screen instead of just reading it. So there you go. Full applause for Mjolnir on that. We learned we're smarter. Guys, we are all smarter, all of us, if we stayed to read that. Internally and externally, yep. What the, what do you want me to do, guys? Like, what do you want me to do? Black pilled Bill. That's a good looking left nut you got then. That's all I can say. You got a good looking left nut. Your left nut wears glasses. I don't know what to say. You still talking to that middle school girl? Wow. You know what? What do you, I have nothing to say. I'm not good at talking with dumb. Like, I'm not. I try and speak with dumb, and I'm not good at it. I don't know if any of you could help me out. Mjolnir, Jason, like you guys, like, but Black Pilled Bill, like, I'm not good at talking with dumb. Dumb, like dumb. You're dumb, 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 dumb. If I had the sound effect for South Park, dumb, 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 I'd play it right now for Black Pilled Bill. You know, just as. Oh wait, I got something.
How stupid do you think I am?
That's
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
I didn't want that one. Fuck. That's the one.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Black Pill. What did Black Pill Bill do?
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Oh, okay. Well, Black Pill Bill, he went full retard. Okay. Where am I here? What happened? Mjolnir, son, that is what causes Boshak. Holy shit, there's a lot of comments coming through. Guys, you guys are talking a lot here. Like that humans are star stuff. When I first heard that it made sense, we are only here because of dead stars creating. Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. That is. That's the classical Carl Sagan, right? We are only here because of star stuff. That is. Yep. Except for plasma is directly affected by sound waves, including fire. Well, yeah, because because plasma can conduct. If you're talking about sound, but yeah, it's the density of atoms. There's no atoms through space, so it cannot conduct. There's no sound, but yes, those vibrations that reverberate back onto itself. The sun transfers that it looked through acoustic energy of the atoms of the solar wind, transferring to the plasma atmosphere that also acts like a speaker driver. Yes, I would agree with that. Now that we're getting back to the decimal range of 300 decibels, look up Brownonian motion paradox, which I do know, which has to do with sound wave cativation. I do like pulling up stuff during a live stream because it makes us smarter for all concerned. So, let me do this here. Brownonian motion is a random, erratic movement of tiny particles like pollen or dust suspended in a fluid, liquid, or gas caused by their collisions with the much smaller invisible particles of fluid, demonstrating the constant motion of atoms and molecules and connecting to the microscopic world of the macroscopic one. So this is describing plasma paradox when it has to do with sound wave. Okay, wait. Okay, you're getting really deep there. I know what you're getting at. Dude, this is a live stream. And 2 glasses of wine. I hear what you... Look, we may have to go for chicken wings and a beer, my friend, okay? When we're getting into this stuff. I just read the whole thing. We're not... Yeah. No, I got you. This is what causes bow shock on our magnetic field. I don't know enough at this second in time. If you know what you're talking about, I'm not going to disagree with you at this point in time. The sun is transferring electrical energy through sound wave transferring of acoustic energy of the plasma itself, hitting the atmosphere, helium-3. Well, it is conducting the energy through its own plasma, especially at 300 decibels, which would kill a human being twice over. The sun is very cold on its surface. Well, it's not cold. It's much colder, much colder. I think it's what 5 to 10,000 degrees Celsius, which cools the ambient air temperature to the higher decibel. Supposedly, if you swim too close to a sperm whale, Jason, if you just the clicking noise of a sperm whale can kill you because of the decibels. Are you fucking serious, Jason? Are you serious? Supposedly, if you swim too close to a sperm whale, just the clicking noise of a no. Okay. I asked Gemini. No, a sperm whale's clicking is highly unlikely to kill you, despite claims of 230 plus decibels. While incredibly loud and capable of causing eardrum damage or intense pain at very close range, the sound rapidly dissipates, and there are no confirmed cases of a sperm whale killing a human with its clicks, with studies showing prey aren't stunned by these sounds either. So it can destroy your eardrums, but it's there's something to it. Look up what happens with launch pad of a Saturn rocket. It doesn't melt to launch pad; it actually freeze dry. Yes, and that is the same with the Apollo and everything, right? From the acoustic waveform. Yeah, there's a definite relationship with the whole application of sound. When you start getting molecules, especially within the Earth's atmosphere, vibrating as such, it's going to affect a lot of different things. Yes, Jason. However, you would never hear them. They are infrasonic, but they're not going to kill you. If 10K degrees is cold, 10,000 degrees Celsius is it's colder than 100 million degrees in the center. That's for sure. The surface of the sun, yes, the internal of the sun, excuse me I still got this little bit of a flu, which is in the trillions of decibels that I don't know. The surface of the sun is a mere atoms in thickness. There's a lot going on in that surface of the sun. I'm not a sun expert. There's a lot of you've got a lot of understanding with the whole the decibel vibration. It appears immense because of the refraction and reflection going on. Jeez, Mjolnir, you're busy. You're busy back there behind your keyboard. The higher the decibels, the colder the ambient air. Air temperature is due to Brownian motion paradox. I mean, this is getting into some pretty deep stuff here, dude. Basically, the sun is a plasma. It is ejecting solar wind, aka sound energy. Well, it has a vibration. So a vibration, sound as we interpret it through our atmosphere, sound through vacuum of space. Obviously, there is none through the vacuum of space. But, through the solar wind, it's going to vibrate through the solar wind. There's a density of particles. So, yes, it's going to have a decibel through the solar wind. Coercion, and is transferring that energy to our atmosphere. When it hits, when the solar wind hits our atmosphere, yes. Conducted electrical energy from the interaction of the plasma of the solar wind. Sound energy through the... Okay. Mjolnir, it's New Year's. Why, dude? I've had two big. I've had a bottle of wine, dude. we'd be out for chicken wings, and I'd be staring at you, going, yeah, no, for sure, Dude, this is heavy shit for New Year's Eve. Oh, I love it though. I do. I'm not gonna say. Just by turning that to the other speaker driver in the microphone by reversing the... Now, I was a musician. I'm also a sound tech. So, in other words, acoustic waveform transfer of wireless energy. Dude, I tell you, okay. Look, you know more than that. You know more about that than I do. I concede. As the host of this show, there's only so much I can know. Okay. Jason says it. Guy knows his shit. No shit, right? Jason? My dad was an electroacoustic engineer. He actually designed a sound generation unit that was more efficient than nuclear power with zero waste. Sounds like a Tesla kind of a guy. I mean, that's some crazy stuff, right? Based on the principle. Mjolnir, can I say something? Happy New Year, my friend. Everybody, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Can I? Yeah, we got to get something. Happy New Year. Dimension Zero, guys. My name is Danny Alex. I'm your host. I wasn't even going to go live tonight, and here I am. What are we at? Almost 4 hours. Holy shit. Sheet. Thank you for everyone that stopped by. Jason, Mjolnir, everybody. I'm going to do some Googling. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow I will. It is... I since I started this live broadcast 2 months ago, I learned a lot from people. And that's part of the process, right? We learn from everybody. We get information. I do enjoy when someone brings out new information to put it up on, or at least I should put up. At least I Google it, or I Gemini it, or I Chat GPT it, or I Grok it. I like grokking it. I grok it. Scientific thinking should be. If it was at the heart of our political system, we would be much better off. Jason, not practical in use thought, because the noise is killing. The noise would kill everybody, for sure it would. Mjolnir, just like a recording chamber room within a room. Yeah. I was a musician and a sound engineer, So I've had a lot of experience with, sound. I mean, sound is a powerful thing. Anechoic. Create war machines that kill people with sound. Oh, it's possible, right? It's very possible. Very easy. That particular study was done in 1946 by the U.S. War Department in infrasonic weaponry, Dr. Graveau. Yeah, look, you're talking about waves. Sound makes it sound simplistic. We're talking about intense waves. So like when the Flash goes at light speed or near light speed through our atmosphere, he's got the speed force, right? That this dumb little Marvel science thing. But look, you start going that you go at 1,000 miles per hour through our atmosphere as a human being, you will burn up in a fiery fireball. It is based on friction, decibels, wavelengths. Mjolnir, happy New Year. Yes, my friend, happy New Year to yourself. Thank you for the input. Fuck, I love science, right? Science rocks out. Science is the only superpower, Mjolnir. Mjolnir's Wrath. 23. Hey, Jason, you got, hey, Jason's in there too. We're all in there. It's beautiful. So, you know what? We're going to call it a night. We're coming on to the 4-hour mark of this stream. I really had fun with a lot of people. Guys, thank you for stopping by. The next time I'm going to see you, thanks for the show. Jason, thank you for stopping by. Always, absolutely. Stop by anytime. You're always welcome. I like the idea that this is kind of like more of an inspired science feel good place where anyone can hang out, and we'll talk movies, we'll talk science, we'll talk laws of physics, we'll talk biology, chemistry, we'll talk pop culture. What do we got to talk about? Anything. Like it's all good. So happy New Year to everybody. And I salute you. Salute. This is the last time I'm going to have the Grinch out. The last time. He goes away tomorrow. I am going to be live tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. We're still doing science. 14 to 16 hertz causes grand mal seizures. Let's hope I don't get any. I'm an HVAC tech. Oh, dude. Well, you make some serious fucking money, right? HVAC is like, there's future. I guess I deal with the laws of thermal expansion. You damn right you do. HVAC tech. I mean, that's hard to get replaced by AI with being HVAC tech. So all good, my friends. All good to everybody. I wish everybody a happy New Year. I do. Even though I'm going to be back in 21 hours for the Thursday show, please come back, visit us, hang out, talk, chat, keep us in your background. I don't care. It's all good. Throw a chat out. I'll try and read as many chats out. Thermal coefficients. Thermal coefficients exchange law. Oh, the science is a never-ending thermal. Actually, I'll pick that up. So, guys, I thank you very much for a wonderful New Year's Eve. Mjolnir, Jason, hope you guys have a great New Year's. Sleep well, and I wish you everyone the best. Nothing but the best for 2026. 2025 is over, my friends. And it could be an interesting year, but hopefully with here at Dimension Zero, we will find all the mysteries that we need to understand this process of technology usurping more and more of our social space and everything else. So it has been fun, my friends. I will see you tomorrow night here on Dimension Zero. My name is Danny Alex. I thank you, and I wish you the merriest, not the merriest, the best of New Year's and a safe New Year. I'll see you. Can I say this? Can I say it? I'll see you next year? Guys, I will see you next year. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. Do it live. Get it.